having the killer instinct, much like the Leafs top guys don't have. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Panarin, who's a brilliant regular season player. You look at Zibanejad, who's had some playoff moments, but when the big ones, it gets a little quiet with him. Like, especially last year, it got quiet. You know, Kreider's a playoff guy, and he's a guy that you love in the playoffs, but it's just, I feel like there's a lot of parallels, and I love watching them. I think they're just a really, really explosive, exciting team. I love Lafreniere. I think he's one of the great young players in the game. I think he has a bit of that killer instinct. But when I look at the Rangers, I see a lot of the Leafs. They just don't lose in the first round like the Leafs do. They usually lose in the second or third round, which, you know, a lot of people in this market would absolutely kill for. But yeah, man, this is going to be an interesting matchup tonight. I think it's the Leafs' first real test. Like the Devils, they're going to be a good team this year, but they were coming back from Europe, and the Leafs kind of ambushed them early. But the Leafs have played some pretty crappy teams to start here. Like the Kings look no good. Penguins aren't great. This is going to be a real test, I think, tonight, Saturday night. Original six, maybe a Rempe and Reeves matchup. I wish I was down there with you guys tonight. I'm getting all juiced up here.
Yeah, you can hear the music. It's like close your eyes and you're here. You got your amulet on for tonight?
Buddy, I'm always wearing my amulet. That's why I chipped in today. I had my amulet on.
Yeah,
I was like, thank God.
see?
Thank you, amulet.
Things are going up for us on the Amulet Squad. Amulet Talk Plus here on Sportsnet.
Listen, I'm so
if they win the cup with the amulet, I'll buy 10. Like, I'll buy 10.
In.
So
get Kipper. You guys got a little bit more pull than us to get a couple amulets for the gang, and we'll try them out. Yeah?
No, he's not going to do that.
No, he's not going to do that. All right, we'll let you go, Sam. Get set. Enjoy this one tonight. We appreciate you jumping on. We can hear you on Leafs Talk right after the game.
Really appreciate it, guys. Had a good time. Talk to you later.
You as well. Thanks, Sam. Sam McKee of Real Kipper and Bourne and Leafs Talk, as we mentioned, that'll be up right after us on Sportsnet Plus, YouTube, and Sportsnet 590.
All the platforms.
Except for the big TV one. Anywhere else you can get the boys, him and JD Bunkus on Leafs Talk. Like, subscribe, download, 5 stars.
Yeah, why do we do that for them and not ourselves? Anyway, we should go through the lineups tonight, I think. We should start with the Maple Leafs, right?
Yeah.
Top line stays as it has been. Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner.
Could be one of the best lines in the league, bud.
Second line or third line, depending on rank. I actually made that mistake of calling it the third line to Jimmy Ralph
Did he
on the Fan Hockey Show yesterday, and he definitely put me in my place. Second line is Bobby McMahon, Max Domi, and William Nylander. Third, Pontus Holmberg, John Tavares, and Nick Robertson. And the fourth line will include Ryan Reeves with David Camp and Steven Lawrence. On the back end, it stays as it was. Simone Benoit and Timothy Liljegren will be the third pair. And, of course, it'll be Riley, Tanev, Ekman Larson, Jake McCabe. We were expecting Connor Timmins to go, but it will will be Timothy Liljegren again tonight.
Okay. That was a bit of a surprise.
Hildeby. Actually, I got bad info there. It will be Connor Timmins. My mistake.
You know what? You're cut.
I am cut.
Timmins. So it's a Timmins show tonight, and maybe Liljegren gets another one. Well, the Leafs have a lot of games in the upcoming week, right? They've got tonight is a huge one, and we just mentioned with Sam, it might be their first real test of the season. Like both teams coming in for tonight. Like it's not there's no coming in from. Where were they? Prague. Like it is tonight's night for Leafs Rangers. But then the Leafs play again on Monday and Tuesday. So we'll probably see maybe Joseph Woll. Could we see Joseph Woll on Tuesday? Maybe we see Dennis Hildeby. They've got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then Monday. So maybe this is an opportunity for Liljegren to sit out and get more of his value seen in the next week. But Timmins does draw in there. Looks like Hildeby will be backing up and Stolarz and net. So I love this. The first line has been really impressive. I think Matthew Nyes has taken a lot of steps this offseason. Looks like he's packed on a couple pounds. Like he just bulldozes people. He just runs through people when he's breaking out of the zone. Like it's like, oh, they're just gonna run right through you there, bud.
Yeah, and he's got some weight he can put on too. He's going to be a force, definitely, at least as long as he plays under Craig Berube, because I think he'll want that from him. The Rangers lines tonight: Riley Smith, Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere, Cully, Hedel, Kakko, Edstrom, Carrick, and Matt Rempe on the fourth line. On the back end, Keandre Miller, Adam Fox, Schneider and Trouba, Mancini, and Ruhwedel is going to play his first game for the Rangers tonight. Shesterkin in net against Anthony Stolarz.
Kind of weird about the Jacob Trouba situation, eh? It's like, I'm going to just stay here now.
Yeah, that's kind of why, not concerned over the Rangers per se, but they clearly wanted to change something about their team at the end of last year, and they couldn't. Mm-hmm. And if we're continuing to do the parallel thing, which we can do with these two teams, maybe the Maple Leafs wanted to do more but couldn't with Mitch Marner. Those were the reports out there, and maybe cooler heads have prevailed with the Mitch Marner saga as it goes, because we just don't know how this is going to end up. But yeah, strong reporting that they were trying to move Mitch Marner. They didn't, maybe exclusively because Mitch Marner has a no-trade clause, but that is in the past now. Mitch Marner has the opportunity now to prove himself to this Maple Leafs team, to management, to the fans, I suppose, with a big season and a big playoffs. But yeah, the parallels between these teams run deep, and I think maybe some concern over the roster makeup last year is one that definitely applies to the Rangers as well.
And it's been good to see Mitch Marner get out to a hot start. He's got a share in the Leafs points lead with 5. They're out here finishing up warm-ups, and I think that was the best case scenario for Mitch Marner. Come out and be a presence early, because we know that it can be loud in this market at times, and he has admitted to it affecting him at times, and saying also that he doesn't even know what's happening. So either way, it's just good to get out and be a force. Obviously, it took Austin Matthews a few games to get on the score sheet. He sniped one against the Kings after fanning on it. It was, it's a new thing. So what the cool kids do.
That's how you get a goaltender out of position, honestly.
Yeah, so looking to see if the core 4, the big 3, however you want to put it, can get some pucks in the net tonight against Shesterkin. It won't be easy. I think the over-under 6.5, and you're paying juice on the under. But it's been good to see Marner just get out there and play his game. He's looking better and better with each game, controlling the puck well. He's so talented. And it's going to be a whole season of, is there someone better than him? Probably not. Are you going to lose a trade? Probably. So maybe you can just come to terms with him.
Well, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I do think the best thing for both parties would probably be to wait. But again, we don't have to delve too much deeper into it tonight. How would you grade, Ailish, the performance of the superstars to this point? Marner and Max Domi share the Leafs lead in points with 5, so that means Nylander and Matthews to this point have not eclipsed that 5-point plateau. William Nylander does share the team lead in goals with Bobby McMann. It has not been an explosion from these guys just yet. Austin Matthews obviously got on the board in a big way against the LA Kings, but part of the story of the season is how these guys are going to fit with Craig Berube. I think it's been mostly positive, but it hasn't yet been explosive.
Yeah, and I will say, just because they haven't had the most explosive start, I think you can grade them individually, but I want to give a lot of marks to the depth on this team. The depth has always been a problem with the Maple Leafs, or okay, if the core 4 isn't showing up, who's next in line? Who's going to show up in the playoffs? And I've been really impressed with other goal scorers, with the defensive structure of this team. So my grade, let's say it's a B+, it's not to be taken away from the ability for the rest of this team to elevate, because that's what's happened in the playoffs, where the Leafs, if their core 4 has gone quiet, who else was in line to step up? I feel like they've gotten better defensively, in net, and in their depth. So that is the recipe for a successful long season. And if it takes a core 4 a couple games to get their feet under them, and I know Matthews didn't get back-to-back hat tricks to start the season, everybody's freaking out. I got no problem and no hesitancy in thinking they're going to have a great year.
Yeah, 8 forwards scoring in the first 4 games is not a crazy number, right?
But it feels untraditional.
It feels untraditional. I think that's the best way to put it. It feels not Leaf-like in many ways, where it's all up to those 4 guys to get it done. But there's been scoring up and down the lineup. There have been a lot of guys contributing. There frankly can be more guys contributing. Max Domi leads the team in points, or co-lead, has not scored yet, and neither has Nick Robertson, who led the preseason in goals for the Maple Leafs. So there's still some potential.
Use those goals
scoring.
Up.
Maybe, hopefully not for Nick Robertson. But goal scoring can come from different sources now with the Maple Leafs, which is among many positives for this Leaf start.
All right, we're going to take a break in just a minute. We'll come back on the other side. We'll tee up what's going to be an awesome night here at Scotiabank Arena. Got Jimmy Holmstrom playing the organ. We've got an original 6 matchup between the New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs, 2 teams at top of the Eastern. They're looking really good with a big season ahead. and we're going to have a great night here. The crowd is already piled in. There's no traffic to complain tonight, even though the Toronto Marathon is tomorrow. So, folks, don't drive anywhere, okay?
I mean, our broadcast partner, Joe Bowen, has been, reminding people to be loud on a Saturday night. So.
All right, so let's let them do that when we come back. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to tee up puck drop here at Scotiabank Arena. You're listening to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Getting my Honda CR-V has opened the door to adventure. With Econ Mode to maximize fuel efficiency, I'm free to explore. And with tons of cargo space, it's easy to pack for getaways. My dog, camping gear. It's like I've discovered a wild, adventurous side of me. Alice is excited too.
Lease the CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $99 weekly at 2.99% APR for 28 months with $2,000 down. Offer includes $1,500 lease bonus. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
Heard of Uline? The have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists? The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
When you really care about someone, you shout it from the mountaintops. So on behalf of Desjardins Insurance, I'm standing 20,000 feet above sea level to tell our clients that we really care about you. Home and auto insurance personalized to your needs. Weird, I don't remember saying that part. Visit Desjardins.com/care and get insurance that's really big on care. Did I mention that we care?
Sometimes a song can make all the difference.
I'd just like to say thank you to The Message for always uplifting my spirit.
Turn to The Message, a channel filled with songs of faith to lift your spirits as the leaves start to fall.
I'll praise you anywhere.
I listen to The Message because it helps me in my everyday life.
The Message gets me through the days every day.
The Message, Channel 65, and home on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want guys to put good power play units on, don't take penalties. You don't want good power play units to score goals when you've given up a whole bunch, kill them. You don't like it, do something about it. If you want to reward your guys who had a good game with a chance to get some more goals and points, do it. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Michael Bunting of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You've always had the great ability to play with great players.
I think my style of play complements the top dogs, as you will, like kind of go to those harder areas in the corner in front of the net and kind of create space for them and get them the puck and, help them create offense off of that. So kind of found a little niche with that.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than SiriusXM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Day.
This is Molson Leafs Hockey. On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Welcome to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. We've got an original 6 matchup tonight for you. Leafs Rangers at Scotiabank Arena. This arena's already loud and proud, and Joe Bowen will be very excited for that. And I'm here with Justin Cuthbert, the Dalish Forfar, ushering you through. It's going to be a great night at SBA.
Yeah, it's a great matchup. Great measuring stick game for both sides. The 3-0-1 Rangers and the 3-1 Maple Leafs. 2 goaltenders in Stolars and Shesterkin, who are among the best to start this season. And yeah, these teams have a lot to be excited about right now. And one of them will be feeling really good to close the weekend if they can get a victory tonight.
We'll see who that is. Leafs, of course, had a great start. They haven't had the toughest of competition. We've heard that, that being used as a disclaimer for some of their success, but it's hard to ask for much more. You've had great goaltending. We're seeing a lot more depth in the forward lines, a lot more scoring from not the core 4. And in terms of the back end, it's looked the most solid that we've probably seen in quite a few seasons with some of the free agent signings that Brad Treliving has done. So it's easy to feel confident with where the Leafs are at. And of course, the Rangers being a great test tonight will be a good inflection point.
Well, an inflection point indeed. I mean, the numbers bear that out, that this is a better team defensively, and the goaltending, it's not all just goaltending. The fact that they are second in the league right now in goals conceded in a good way with only 7 so far. The Maple Leafs haven't been exploding offensively, but the goal differential of 14-7 is a really, really positive one in a lot of ways, because you could bank on that goal scoring coming. The players on this team are too talented to not fill the net, but if they can keep that number down in terms of the goals conceded behind Stolars and a revamped defense, that's when you can really see things change materially for the Maple Leafs, whether it's winning an Atlantic Division title or winning series and games in the postseason when it matters the most.
You mentioned the starting goaltenders. We did the starting lineups just before we took a break. It will be Anthony Stolars. You mentioned it with a .940 save percentage, 3 games played so far. It was not traditionally maybe the way that we had thought this was going to go into it, having Anthony Stolars start so many games off the hop. We thought maybe we'd see more Joseph Woll, but with that injury, he's come in and he's been a really great addition for the Maple Leafs. It's good to feel confident with some steadiness. He's got some great form. It's just nice to watch Anthony Stolars in net. We'll get to see that again tonight. And I always think that goalies look down the ice to see who they're sizing up, and he's sizing up maybe the best in the world with Igor Shesterkin for the New York Rangers tonight. With all that said, Justin, let's go to our first ever Key to Victory, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease the CRV from 2.99% up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com. Justin, start the ignition. What's your key to victory?
The key to victory tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs is to stay out of the penalty box. The New York Rangers are spending the 4th fewest time on the power play so far to start the season, but they have the 4th most goals. Now, some of that is correlated because score a goal, well, you're not on the power play anymore, but the Rangers are doing a lot with very little on the power play. Artemi Panarin leads the NHL with 3 power play goals. Now, being in the box has not necessarily been a huge issue for the Maple Leafs so far yet this season. They're not taking a ton of penalties, and they've only conceded 3 power play goals. I guess 3 in 4 games is not great, but if the Maple Leafs want to win tonight, they can do themselves some favors. Stay out of the penalty box. Don't let that Rangers power play start to cook, because they've been very good to start the season.
Yeah, and it's been good to see the Maple Leafs power play start to pick up a little steam. That was I guess if you were trying to find something to complain about, the power play was the sticking point to start this season. It was atrocious, and they've got a new coach doing it, and I think there's a lot of heat on Savvy, but I was here on Wednesday night, and they got one, and they played better. They're starting to, I don't know, maybe they're just gripping your stick too tight, trying to force things. You have so much talent You just got to say, you know what, we got an advantage and we got better players on the ice. We can make this happen. So hopefully, if they do get an opportunity on the power play, we see some momentum build from what we saw on Wednesday night.
And it would be an accomplishment to get something on the Rangers, at least on the power play. 87.5% is the Rangers penalty kill right
that's
now.
That's going to be near top of the league. Yeah?
7th in the NHL, yeah. So the Rangers special teams is really strong. If the Maple Leafs can keep this 5-on-5, it could probably help them tonight.
Might be interesting, though, because we are anticipating a little bit of physicality tonight. You've got Matt Rempe in the lineup, and you've got Ryan Reeves in the lineup. I assume those guys might find their way into the penalty box. Not to write the script for you, but I think that we could see that. And even just with the physical nature of the New York Rangers, like, they've got some big bodies. The Leafs are a much bigger team than they were previously. It feels like a lot more physicality. So might see an opportunity for one team to get an advantage, and hopefully the Leafs are the ones with it.
Let's get to the player to watch, presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca. Ailish, who do you have circled tonight?
Okay, there's a few people we talked about in the pregame show that have yet to find the score sheet, and I am circling the hometown kid, Max Domi. He's plus 375 tonight to put one in the net. He hasn't scored yet, but I mentioned it. He's been tied for number one in the team in points. He's obviously passing the puck really well. That new line with McMahon and William Nylander has been probably my favorite little addition of some juice. I love their creativity, their vision, and their physicality. They just seem to mesh really well. I know Max Domi loves a big market night. He loves to play at home. This is a New York Rangers team coming in. I was listening to the Fan Hockey Show today with Anna Dua and our guy, your co-host. I was going to say your new co-host too, Mike Fuda. And he said he went to Soto last night and saw Craig Berube and Ty Domi hugging it out. So we know that Craig Berube said something to Max Domi about, hey, you got to shoot the puck more. Tonight's the night for Max Domi. A little Soto action.
Leave it to Fuchs to name drop his way through a conversation with Anna Dua. Wow.
I love it.
Fuchs can do that.
Soto.
Listen, Craig Berube is he's slightly, mildly, even more than that terrifying. And if he's telling Max Domi to shoot more, I think Max Domi's going to shoot more. Maybe we add the over shots for Bet365.
Let's parlay that thing up.
With the goal total, so at least if Shesterkin has his number, we still cash.
I love that. A couple other players, I know we said only one to watch, but I'm excited to see what Nick Robertson does. Another guy that hasn't got on the goal scoring sheet yet, but he's got 4 points. He's got 0 points in 4 games played. I think it's an opportunity for him. Once again, Max Pacioretty's out of the lineup. You mentioned it. He had a hot start. His preseason was the story. Maybe it kept him in the lineup. Maybe it kept him a Maple Leaf. Now it's time to continue to do that. You're 4 games in. You haven't found your name on the score sheet. Tonight's an opportunity to do that. Not that it's always going to be Robertson versus Pacioretty, but when an opportunity arises to play, to get yourself in there, you got to make yourself known. Have your name on the score sheet, and so maybe Nick Robertson's a bonus player to watch.
I like that. When accountability rules the day and your job is to score goals, you start to think about, hey, I got to score a goal soon if I'm going to stay in this lineup. Let me give you the Maple Leafs lines ahead of their matchup tonight with the New York Rangers. Top line, Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. Second line, or third line, depending on how you're ordering it.
Second.
Bobby McMahon, Max Domi, and William Nylander. Pontus Holmberg, John Tavares, Nick Robertson. And on the fourth line, this is what I'm comfortable saying is the fourth line, Lawrence Camp and Ryan Reeves. On defense, Riley and Tanev, Ekman Larson, Jake McCabe. And third pairing will be Simone Benoit and Connor Timmins, with Timothy Liljegren scratched once again. And of course, Anthony Stolarz in net, with Dennis Hill to be backing up.
Yeah, I think you can circle a couple of the New York Rangers as well. Artemi Panarin's already got 11 points in 4 games. That's 5 goals, 6 assists. He's come out red hot, looking like he wants to win the Hart this year. And of course, keep his name up there in terms of the highest paid New York Rangers. Someone else that's trying to get in there is Igor Shesterkin. He wants to make more money than anyone else. So he's in net for the Rangers. He's going to keep wanting to add dollar figures to his contract. He's got a .921 save percentage after 3 games played, 2-0-1. I mean, they've got a lot of big names. I love Adam Fox's game on the back end. Alexis Lafreniere has had a really great start as well, 5 points. You can kind of go through every single part of the Rangers lineup and make some parallels to the Maple Leafs. They've got high impact forwards, and it's going to be a fun game regardless tonight. I think it'll be low scoring, but I'm always happy to see lots of goals, okay?
Yeah, lots of goals. May not be on the docket tonight, but lots of goals. Definitely a possibility when the Maple Leafs and Rangers are competing. We talked to Sam Rosen, legendary voice of the New York Rangers, in our pregame show. It's his 40th year. It's his last year. We expect an acknowledgement later on in the broadcast. But wow, the Rangers have turned things around after sending a letter to their fans saying, hey, we're rebuilding. They might rebuild in time to send Sam Rosen off with a Stanley Cup champion roster, but the Maple Leafs have some high ambition as well. So two top teams going at it on a Saturday night. Doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, you really can't ask for much more. You got Scotiabank Arena going to be loud tonight on a Saturday night. If Bonesy has anything to say about it, you got Original 6. I think they've installed 2,000 more speakers in here because we can't even hear ourselves think. Battle of some of the top teams in the NHL, two of the best in the Eastern Conference. A great goaltending matchup with Shesterkin and Stolars. The Rangers 3-0-1, the Maple Leafs 3-1. A lot of scoring power on both sides. We're pumped. This is my first regular season in the barn tonight on a Saturday night. Let's go. We're fired up, and we'll get you set for puck drop. We'll take a quick break. We'll get you to the voices that you really want to hear. It is Jim and Joe calling the first period next at Leafs Rangers Scotiabank Arena. It's already going to be a good one tonight. We're excited for it. Hopefully we give you a full hour pregame show that you're ready to listen to the voices of Jim Ralph and Joe Bowen next. We'll send it away. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
When news breaks in fantasy football,
Devontae Adams going to the Jets, baby!
Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place to turn for instant analysis.
Rodgers, now all of a sudden, hey, Superflex.
Hear instant reaction and how it impacts your lineup on Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87.
Amari Cooper has been traded to the Buffalo Bills.
Does hurt Keon Coleman if you were kind of hanging on to him in deeper leagues.
Nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of Fantasy Sports Radio.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Hey, hockey fans. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. It's our favorite night of the week. It's Saturday night. It is Hockey Night in Canada. Thank you for spending your Hockey Night in Canada right here on TSI as the Leafs take on the Rangers. Please take a minute, hit that like button down below. Let's get more Leafs fans here in the chat. And hey, like it as well if you're a Rangers fan. We appreciate you being here. But, your baseball team, the Yankees, is live right now trying to book a spot in the World Series. Get your priorities straight. Go hit the like button over in the baseball stream as well. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get back to the hockey. Cheers, everybody.
I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Michael Bunting of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You've always had the great ability to play with great players.
I think my style of play complements the top dogs, as you will, like kind of go to those harder areas in the corner in front of the net and kind of create space for them and get them the puck and, help them create offense off of that. So kind of found a little niche with that.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore.
Kochetkov making that jump last year. What do you see in the net?
The kid wants it. That's the first thing. Is he going to be the guy that we're looking at this year to get after it and take a bigger role? Maybe. But we still got Freddie in here. I think he's got something to prove. So I think we're going to have a good battle in the net.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. From in the crease to in the locker room.
Flyers defenseman Travis Sanheim.
Is it a rebuild type thing? Is it definitely a playoff team in your mind?
I think last season, I don't know if anyone in our room was saying rebuild. We thought that we could surprise some teams, and I think we did that. A lot of guys that are coming back, and then obviously adding Meat Scott's going to be huge. So, we're looking forward to getting started and seeing if we can build off of last season.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
The Leafs Radio Network.
The Leafs and the New York Rangers collide for the first time this season, and the Keepers of the Cable Cabanas is brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. Anthony Stollers gets the start for the Leafs. 2-1-0, 1.70 is goals against average, and a robust .940 save percentage. Igor Shesterkin, rather wealthy these days, 2-0-1-1, 2.28, 921 save percentage. As we are underway, the Leafs to the right and the Rangers to the left. Nylander. Now McMahon gets it in for him and down into the Ranger zone. Shesterkin out of the cage to sweep it around on the boards. Domi intercepts, gets it back to the point. A long shot that was redirected in front of the net and was just knocked wide. Played by the Rangers out at center. Zibanejad in on the wing with a shot, and he whistled it wide on the forehand. And the Leafs counter-attack quickly. Domi on the left wing and in. Domi with a shot. That was blocked. Rebound is corralled, though, by McMahon. McMahon to the far side to Domi, who was heading for the bench. Drops it back. Tanev can't shoot it towards the net, so he banks it into the corner for Marner. Marner slides into the far corner and comes up with it. Centering pass. Oh, and it rolled off the heel of Tavares' stick. Robertson hustling into the attack. Got in front of the goal. The pass then from Tavares didn't work. And the Rangers will chip it and get it out at center ice. New York back in their own zone. Trouba with a pass off his stick, and it rolls into the Toronto end. Tanev round on the boards for Morgan Rielly. Rielly chipped it. It was almost intercepted, but Trouba helps him out to get it out. And then Pontus Holmberg got it in over the line for Robertson. Robertson curls. Robertson taken to the boards there by Schneider. Goes D to D with it, though, and a long shot taken by Benoit was an easy save for Shesterkin. Down the boards, Benoit pinching. Rangers break it up. Schneider brings it back at center. In on the left wing, trying to get a return pass from Kylie, but it is intercepted there by Matthews, and the Leafs have it in around back of the net. Long lead pass for Marner. Tipped into the zone. The linesman had his arm up like icing, but then quickly brought it down. Somebody flipped him a $5 bill on the way by. I don't know. Pass in front of the net. Shesterkin got a piece of that. Rangers get it into the zone. Panarin tied up on the far side, and around back of the net it goes. And the upper deck is into it early as the puck goes in around back of the net.
There is something about original six colors, isn't there? Especially on a Saturday night.
Brought in on the right wing side by Adam Fox. He gets it into the corner, trying to get a shot away there as Lafreniere couldn't come up with it. Now back of the net, Lafreniere to Panarin, into the slot again, and a wrist shot taken by Sam Carrick is swallowed up by Igor Shesterkin, and it is my great pleasure to bring in the best color commentator in the National Ice Hockey League. Having done it last night with my son, I can appreciate how difficult a job you have.
When, now, according to who?
Me, I was doing it.
I was afraid of that. Yeah. Thanks, though.
No, but you're right. The shots on goal change all the time. I was very confused by all of that doing the game up in Sudbury with David.
But you had fun.
Oh, Ralphie, it was really a piece of my life that I'll never forget. I mean, that was a real treat, really was.
Especially back to where you started with the Sudbury Wolves doing play-by-play.
Back in the Elgin Street House of Thrills, absolutely. Here are the Leafs breaking it in now with Camp. Couldn't drive the net, able to get it freed up, and now back to the point. working in now. Timmins a shot, and that was blocked. The rebound into the corner. Played around back of the net. Camp couldn't settle it. Benoit is able to keep it in. Camp back into the far corner. Back to the point to Connor Timmins. Timmins with a bank shot that comes to the side of the goal. Leafs send it around on the far side again. Fourth line doing a nice job here. Back behind the net is Timmins as he tried a wrap around, but Shesterkin got over there and is able to cover it up.
Well, 3 minutes and 45 seconds in, the Leafs with already a 4-0 advantage in shots. Nothing really clear cut, but they have owned the majority of offensive zone time.
See my point exactly. You were right on that. That's why I know you're the best.
Next shot will be a big one, Joe.
Well, let's hope it is.
See, that's the color part.
Oh, I see.
Added to it.
Yeah.
I took a fact and then I lied.
No, I didn't work that in last night.
No, just I'll write some stuff down.
If I ever have to do it again, perfect. Shot into the Ranger zone. Far side Schneider engaged there with Nylander. Rangers dump it out at center. Riley has it back at his own blue line. Got it ahead, and McMahon plays it deep into Ranger territory. No score. We're early here. Just nicely underway. Zibanejad in across the line. Had to go off a stick. Carrying on is Trouba with a shot. And a big save made by Stollers and an equally good cover by the Leaf goaltender as well.
Boy, Zibanejad gets the line and drops it back to the right point where it's fired towards the top of the crease. And it's Chris Kreider that redirects it as Stollers has to get over. And I think Kreider, Joe, is trying to put this 5-hole. And Stollers is just able to sweep in that left knee towards his right to close off the bottom part of the net and keep this game scoreless.
Boy, has Chris Kreider become a huge goal producer for the New York Rangers. Brought forward by Trocheck in on the right side. Fox rubbed out on the boards. It comes free and it is poked ahead, and now here's Nyes working it out at center and in over the line, and he got stood up there on a pretty good hit by the New York defenseman, but he has it again into the slot. Oh, and a wrist shot was wired wide of the goal by Jake McCabe. Rangers ahead at center for Panarin. His shot off a stick wide and elevated and into the screen. And with 14:56 to go in the period, face off in the Toronto zone. Just to finish up on the last couple of nights, what a job MJ Pappen, Jimmy Pappen's daughter, did on the dedication of the new arena in Garson for George Armstrong. And Dale and Danny McCourt were there. I introduced Dale as the quiet, great hockey player, and Danny, neither of the above.
The other one.
But Danny did such a great job of telling us all about George, his history in the community, history in the National Hockey League. It was just a real well-done situation. And then there was a huge charity tournament with a lot of the guys playing, and they raised $260,000.
You went
Easter Seal.
You drove up with a pretty good captain too, didn't you?
Well, he knew where to go. Yeah, Daryl Sittler. That was great. That I had a good navigator. Rangers back in their own zone. Ruendel will get it ahead at center. Kako sends it in, and goaltender Stollers heard Timmins coming from behind and left it for him, which was a good idea. Now Holmberg gets it down into the zone. Pontus Holmberg around back of the net, chasing after it. It comes to the blue line, kept in by the Leafs at the line to the far side. Trying to look back now for Tanev, just kept in by Robertson. He'll go to the bench to get a change started. On comes Reeves. A puck into the slot area, taken back in the corner. Tanev trying to get it around back of the net, and Reeves takes a healthy run at the defenseman to get a piece of him. Puck comes back out at center ice. That was Braden Schneider that he stepped into. Al Reeves working it to the side of the goal. Lorentz with a good hit. Fourth line using its size. Back to the point to Riley, a shot. That went off a body and went harmlessly wide. Rangers trying to get it out. Knocked down on the play was Edstrom. A pass into the goal crease area, and that was teared away. And now here are the Rangers getting it out at center. Kakko was heading to the bench and almost ran out of gas.
What a line, though. What a shift by the fourth line, led by Ryan Reeves, and they're getting some applause as they head to the Leaf bench.
Domi down the left wing. Max works it into the slot area, but McMahon couldn't deliver a shot. The puck goes back of the net. Panarin is able to get it up, or at least Zibanejad was able to get it up on the wing, and now he has it out at center and chips it down into the Toronto zone. Leafs in their own end. Left wing pass doesn't connect. Fox will backpedal into the Ranger end. No score. 7.5 minutes into the books. Pass intercepted at the Leaf blue line. Nylander trying to spring McMahon. Couldn't make the connection. Leafs almost in the midst of a change there that could have cost them, but it doesn't. And McMahon outplays it deep into Ranger territory to allow the rest of the forward line to exchange. Ruendel played it down into the Toronto end. Riley a D-to-D pass. Tanev wastes no time getting it out. Ruendel will have to go back into the Ranger zone. Got it along on the near side for Panarin. That didn't connect. Stolen, though, by Lafreniere, who will get it deep into the Toronto end. Riley, a pass up on the wing. Nice play by Nyes to tie up the defenseman to allow the puck to get out. Mancini for New York. Got it to center. Matthews, nifty little moving in. Matthews to the near boards, lost the puck, but got it into the corner. Now for Marner. Marner in there with Trocheck, centering pass. Here's a pass in front of the goal. Blocked, rebound still free. Marner trying to get it, and it goes to Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg against the boards. Matthews trying to come out. Matthews chipping it to the goal, and that was stopped. Leafs buzzing here. Cleared to the line, but not out. Good play by Benoit, but then the Rangers do get it out. Lafreniere into the slot. A pass into the goal crease area. Knocked away by the diligent back checking of Pontus Holmberg. He'll get it to center now and flip it in. Played around the boards to the near side. Here's Tavares. Back to the point. Long shot. Big rebound. Oh, and it bounced over the stick. Then a shot went wide of the net. What a great chance Robertson had. And it just bounced over his stick as he tried to deliver the shot. McCabe taken heavily to the end boards. Back on his skates.
You got too many men on the ice here?
I don't know.
Looked like the linesman was the one that blew the whistle.
Well, no one's going to the penalty box.
Or did the puck go into the open gate?
Well, they're discussing it, and we'll figure it out when we come back. There is no score, first period, and you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
I'm Billy Joel. We've got stories about my songs and lots more on the Billy Joel channel.
Now, for a limited time,
I lit the keys of a piano on fire during one of our club gigs that we did in the early 70s. I had some.
What's up, Leafs fans? We're going for 50,000 subscribers. We are only a few away. My buddy Joel is calling me right now because he's excited that we're about to pass 50,000 subscribers. Let's get there tonight. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell, and don't miss it when we go live for any of our sports action, most notably your Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as the MLB playoffs and, you know, the Argos. We're doing the Argos game today as well. The Argos and the CFL playoffs coming your way. Cheers, Leafs fans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for hitting that subscribe button.
soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Leafs Radio Network.
First period brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
I know we're only 9 minutes and 40 seconds in, but sort of a continuation from what we've seen at the start of the season. You feel like the Leafs are in control of the game, don't you?
Bobby McMahon hustling after a loose puck down into the Ranger zone. Taken to the boards, got it back along the wall, but had it knocked away, and the Rangers get it out at center ice. Kakko sends it down into the Toronto zone. Back of the net, cut off nicely there by Toronto, fed up on the wing and off the glass, sent down into the Ranger end. Icing is going to be called, and it'll come back into the Toronto zone. The Rangers come in, with a 3-0-1 record. The Leafs are 3-1.
Do you not feel that, though? It's a games, you're going to have your moments when you get back on your heels. And we saw that when Pittsburgh scored 2 early in the third period. And the Leafs were able to right the ship. But never really felt any kind of panic in their own zone. The forecheck is much more impressive than it has been. And a lot more physical. I mean, so this whole Craig Berube style
is being bought into and being applied, right?
And it takes a while to say, is it because we've been told it is?
Yes.
As opposed to what we're witnessing. And I mean, I think it's pretty evident, especially that shift that the David Kampf line had, the fourth line.
Here the Rangers in over the line. Smith got a shot in on goal. It was a bit of a scrambly save made by Stollers, but he's able to cover. It's the eye test.
Yes.
You hear all of this stuff. It's all been talked about. Of course, this team is covered like no other team in North America. But until you get the eye test and you see for yourself, I agree with you.
And you look at teams, that have been great in the last 5 or 10 years. The Boston Bruins are always a team that seem in control of a game. You might beat them the odd time, but it always seemed like that there was composure and that for some reason they had a slight edge whenever you laced up against them.
Cleared down into the Ranger zone. Icing waved off. Goaltender plays it into the corner. Knocked away by Toronto. Grabbed off by David Kampf. Back of the net looking for Reeves, but it was intercepted by Schneider. Now Schneider is drilled to the boards by Reeves. Played back in along the boards. Rempe is out there. This is just the second game he's played this year. He's not had a fight this season. Okay, there is the preliminary.
Yes.
That's the card. It's been announced. Now, if it happens, it happens. Now the Rangers carrying. Dropping it back for Ruwendel around back of the net. Cut off there and played ahead. And out at center ice it goes. Ruwendel will shoot it right back in again. Down the boards on the far side. Trying to make a pass with it there was Ekman Larson. It comes back to the point. Trapped by Mancini of the Rangers. A shot! Knocked away. There's a big rebound in front of the goal. They score! Alexis Lafreniere gobbled up the rebound, changed the angle by about 10 or 12 feet, and beat the glove hand of goaltender Anthony Stollers to open the scoring.
The brilliant part of this is Vinny Trocheck. Wrist shot comes from the point. It's going about 4 feet wide, and Vinny Trocheck, with one hand on his stick, redirects it back towards the middle of the net. And it's the rebound that has gobbled up and then thrown past the glove hand of Stollers. But a simple play and a wrist shot. But Vinny Trocheck somehow, with one hand on his stick, reaches about 5 feet to his left and redirects it back towards the goal, and it's the rebound that's put in.
Third goal of the season for Lafreniere. Rangers take advantage and are up 1-0. They break in over the line now and have another chance in a goal! And a glove save made by Stollers, but a holding call is coming here. And even with the hold, they could not take the Ranger player down. And a holding call will send the Rangers to the first power play of the game as Pontus Holmberg goes to the box. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in 365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
As fall approaches and birds head south, a different kind of bird emerges, the Subaru. While migratory flocks seek warmth, Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive keeps drivers soaring through the wild. During the migrating season, Subaru's hunger for adventure grows exponentially, driving the intrigued radio listeners to fall for Subaru at their local Subaru dealerships, experiencing an adventure of their own. So migrate to your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
4-0 Toronto! Holy mackerel, what a period!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease the CR-V for 2.99% up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com. Face off in the Leaf zone to the left. Leaf penalty kill has given up 3 goals on 18 times short in the first 4 games.
Rangers have struck 5 of 14 times. They've had the man advantage. The 3 for 6 in the 2 road games.
4th in the National Hockey League in the power play. The Leafs 13th in penalty kill. Bouncing puck at the blue line that the Rangers can't get in cleanly. Fox lays it up on the left wing. Panarin tipped it into the zone. Tanev gets there first. Played it around into the corner. McCabe couldn't help out, but they played it around the boards and there's no one over there, and the puck goes all the way back to the Ranger blue line. Fox to Zibanejad and across the line. Zibanejad gets it into the corner and gets it back to Fox. Panarin is open at the point, but they go back to Fox. Fox gives it back to Zibanejad. Now to Panarin. To Zibanejad again. Holding over on the near side for Panarin. A shot hit the side of the goal. Zibanejad saves the puck back for Fox. Now to Panarin. Panarin a shot. Good blocker save made there by Stolarz. Leafs have not been able to get their sticks on the puck. Back to Panarin once more. Down low, a deflection right in front of the net by Kreider, and that went off the goalpost. Leafs catch a break. And they'll catch another break here as the puck has gone over the glass and out of play with 37 seconds left, and they'll get a change of players.
Is that not the best power play we've seen so far?
Well, they've got some pretty talented people out there.
Well, I mean, you'd say Pittsburgh does as well, you know, with Letang, Crosby, Melton, and Carlson. But here, Panarin launches 2 or 3 towards the net. Panarin, by the way, comes in 11 points in the 5 games. Half of them are 5 of the 11 on the power play.
Tanev gets the puck free for the Leafs, and it is quickly shot out and down the ice by Steven Lorentz. Had a nice chat with Phil Housley and Mike Pekka, the assistant coaches of the Rangers, prior to the game. Working for Peter Laviolette. Round back of the net in the far side. Dropped by Lafreniere to the blue line. He gets it back again to the point. Miller walks the line. Fanned on a pass. Then is able to chip it into the air. Leafs unable to take advantage of a loose puck, though. Now they've got bodies over there. And a good play. And out of the penalty box. Pontus Holmberg will get it in on the left wing. But he can't drive past the defender, who takes him down. Holding at one end. Hooking at the other. Only the one call made. Played out at center ice now for Bobby McMahon. He'll dump it in over the line. Nylander trying to get by the defense. Couldn't get into the corner. McMahon couldn't free it up for him. And around back of the net goes Keandre Miller, but Nylander steals the puck from him. Now to McMahon. McMahon with time and space, but a bad pass is intercepted. And Rempe will send it out at center and play it into the Leaf end. Morgan Riley trying to chip it back, but Rempe works in on the left wing. big fella goes into the corner, rolled it through the blue paint, no one home. Cleared up on the boards then by McMahon and down into New York territory. Errant pass, icing call coming here against New York.
Leafs really have not anything clear-cut on Igor Shesterkin yet, have they? And you mentioned his new deal, what, north of $11 million a year? Is that right, Armin? Shesterkin? Yes. That's the rumor, though. It'll be in the 11-plus neighborhood. Remember
you couldn't get enough pens for me to sign that.
And well, my son asked me what I would do if I made $11 million a year. I just told him I would have quit at Christmas. 5.5 is lots, son.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. You'll live on the rest of that, I think. Leafs get the puck out at center. Here's a chance now over the line into the slot for Matthews. And he tried to set up Marner, but he missed it. The puck is knocked back in by Matthews, who undercuts his man and takes down Rempe there. Pretty good move made by Matthews. Shot back down into the Ranger end. Played around the boards by Matthew Nyes. Now Marner banking it back to the point, but it was out of the reach of Tanev, and Christopher Tanev goes back to his own blue line to restore the puck. Leafs are trying to get a change going, and Tanev will allow that to happen by getting it ahead to Matthews. Matthews now to Robertson. Robertson across the line for Pontus Holmberg, and a shot 5 feet wide of the net comes back to the point. Tanev keeps it in, rings the boards with it. Pounding down the boards comes Riley. Left it there for Robertson. Riley looking back for Robertson, who lost his stick in the fray. It goes unattended into the far corner, and Mancini is there for New York, who lead 1-0. 3:40 to play in the first period. Leafs home again against Tampa on Monday night, as it's down into the Ranger zone and chipped back out at center. Off the bench and having to hustle back there was Nylander. Leafs get it up ahead, and now here's Domi patiently waiting to find McCabe. McCabe with a long bouncing shot that goes wide of the Ranger goal. Fox turning back behind his own goal, leaving it for Miller. Miller gets it up on the wing on the right side for Kakko. Kakko to center and off the far boards and down into the Toronto end. Played back around the wall to the near side for Domi. Domi unable to move with it. Tight turn. Got it to the line, but the turnover now. Here are the Rangers with a shot that's blocked. Grabbed ahead, and McMahon looking for Nylander. Breakaway and a goal! Oh, and he shot it wide on the far side. Willie was up there initially hoping for a Domi pass. When that got blocked, he started back, but then when it was turned over again, he was looking again for the breakaway. Another reason why he should never play center.
By far the best chance for the Leafs here in the opening period, and doesn't even register as a shot on goal.
Which are 8-7 in favor of the Rangers. Trouba works up the right wing boards, rung it around to the far side. That's drawn a crowd, but the loose puck is controlled by the Maple Leafs, and a lead pass now gets ahead at center, and Lorenz will shoot it in. Reeves glancing over his shoulder, tried to chip it around to the near side to Morgan Riley. His centering pass didn't work, but Nyes stepped into one and shot it just wide. Two great chances the Leafs have had here, and they've not registered shots on goal because of it. Left wing for Trocheck. Trocheck back on the right wing side, and Stallers came across nicely there to take the chance away from Artemi Panarin. And the net is dislodged, which is the single term for only one post being out of place. Dislodged.
Somewhere Matt Murray is sending a congratulatory text.
He was very good at that. Yes, he was. 1:25 left to go in the period. And a face-off coming in the Toronto zone. We're going to have a commercial break? Or are we?
Yeah,
no, we're not.
Boy, I think we
see.
We're still owed one.
done this for a long time.
Well,
I know.
Then tell Gary who opened the gate.
Gary
came
opened
out.
the gate, but until you see the first foot on.
Oh, Gary was on? He was on?
You think? Well,
I would not.
2 feet then.
I trusted him. I do think we're short of commercial break.
I do. I believe we are. And Gary's going to get fired for trying to get that organized. Played into the center ice area. Marner couldn't come up with it. Rangers are back in their own zone. Well, that's going to cut into Ailish Forfire and Justin Cuthbert's intermission. Pass back to Lafreniere. Wrist shot. Knocked away in front of the goal. And coolly, and I mean really coolly, handled there by Ekman Larsson. Now Marner in across the line. Stick handling through. Couldn't get the backhand away as Miller got his stick on it. Tavares in against the boards. Comes out of the scrum with it. Can't one-hand it back to the point. Ekman Larsson couldn't keep it in. Lafreniere gets it to Panarin. He'll play deep into the Toronto end. 37 seconds left in the period. 1-0 New York. Left wing side, Pontus Holmberg shoots it in. Now back of the net, cut off by Toronto into the slot. Holmberg a shot off the glove. Rebound came in front, no one there. Round back of the net for Tavares. Up against the boards right behind the net. Finally dug out. Brodzinski now will carry to center. And work it down in over the line. Hedl sends it around the boards to the far side. Mancini trying to keep it alive. And it'll be played high to center ice to end the period. Just the one goal. And Lafreniere makes it 1-0.
At least maybe a slight edge in scoring opportunities, dangerous chances. Pretty close. But the Rangers the only team to find the back of the net and the only power play of the opening period.
We will step aside. Ailish Forfire and Justin Cuthbert coming along. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Now through November 1st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through.
What's up, insiders? How we doing? I made it home. The drive is over. How's it going here in this game so far? I was in and out of the chat all, trying to focus on the road there. But wanted to give a big shout out to our new members tonight, Maurice C. and Mike St. Jean or St. John. One of the two, hopefully. Maybe I messed it up completely. I don't know. Cheers to everybody in the chat. Connor, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Roboto, Lucius, my God, you love America, my man. Holy cow. I just want to say something. I knew that we were going to have a lot of Yankees fans in the chat here tonight. I just started the Yankees and Cleveland live on the computer right here next to me. So, yeah, all of you Yankees fans, go watch your team win, try and make it to the World Series and let the Canadian flags fly here in the chat. But no, I absolutely love the trash talk. I love it. It's always good when we're playing New York, and then it helps when we've got another New York team on stream here on TSI. So welcome to all of those fans there. Brad Smith, my man, good to see you. Edson as well there in Brazil, right, Edson? Love it, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. And Mackenzie, Snook, Stefan, Jay's Mix, Alex, I love it. Thank you guys for all hanging out with us. Mark Duffney as well. Good period, only one down. Berube will get the attention going for the second. I hope so. They better. All right, let's take it to the intermission report. Thank you all again for being here. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Check it if you haven't. We'll see you guys back in the chat. What's up,
Sportsnet 590 fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound. Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate. Weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. will find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want guys to put good power play units on, don't take penalties. You don't want good power play units to score goals when you've given up a whole bunch, kill them. You don't like it, do something about it. If you want to reward your guys who had a good game with a chance to get some more goals and points, do it. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Michael Bunting of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You've always had the great ability to play with great players.
I think my style of play complements the top dogs, as you will, like kind of go to those harder areas in the corner in front of the net and kind of create space for them and get them the puck and, help them create offense off of that. So kind of found a little niche with that.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore.
Kochetkov making that jump last year. What do you see in the net?
The kid wants it. That's the first thing. Is he going to be the guy that we're looking at this year to get after it and take a bigger role? Maybe. But we still got Freddie in here. I think he's got something to prove. So I think we're going to have a good battle in the net.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. From in the crease to in the locker room.
Flyers defenseman Travis Sanheim.
Is it a rebuild type thing? Is it definitely a playoff team in your mind?
I think last season, I don't know if anyone in our room was saying rebuild. We thought that we could surprise some teams, and I think we did that. A lot of guys that are coming back, and then obviously adding Meat Scott's going to be huge. So, we're looking forward to getting started and seeing if we can build off of last season.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Mostly Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, the Fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Elish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert for your pre-games and intermissions. It is a 1-0 lead for the New York Rangers after 20 minutes, 10 shots to 7. But I will say, Anthony Stolarz was the star for me in that period.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than 1-0. It wasn't like a horribly played period for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They did have some opportunities. William Nylander had one on a breakaway. But when the Rangers scored, there were a lot of good chances after that. They went on a power play, which I mentioned was really dangerous. Panarin almost had one, almost had his 4th power play goal of the season, but Stolarz did keep them in it. So, yeah, despite the goal, despite it not being already one of Stolar's best games, given that he's been so good, I think he did hold him in that game, and the Leafs do have a chance to get back into it because he didn't let things get out of hand. Wasn't a good stretch there for the Leafs, but an okay period, I suppose, overall.
Yeah, he definitely kept it, a 1-0 game at this point, definitely in reach for the Maple Leafs. He had a huge save on Kreider very early on in the game within the first 2 shifts, which really set the tone for him. Kind of getting that one under your belt right away. A really tough save. It was a cross crease, and he just showed up. And even Kreider kind of looked up to the sky like, wow, that was a great save. Then he had a couple more, that rebound save on Mika Zibanejad. And the one that does go in is Lafreniere, of course, someone we talked about in our pregame show. He's in his contract year. He's got a 5-game point streak, 3 goals, 3 assists, and he looks like he's ready to make his presence known in the NHL. Slow burner up to this point, but it looks like he's peaking at the right time for him and maybe the wrong time to pay him if you're the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers management might be ruining the missed potential opportunity to sign him in the offseason. Coming into a contract year, a hot start, playing with an MVP candidate. It's too early to talk about that, but playing with someone who could be an MVP candidate, Alexis Lafreniere set himself up for a big year.
All right, we'll have a little bit more on the other side of break, get you set for the second period. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, the Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Get the official NHL app to watch, read, and listen to all the deeks.
All I can say is absolutely wow.
All the sauce. All the saves.
Stop from Vasilevsky.
All the hits. All the snipes. All the sellies.
He scores! Unbelievable!
All the hockey. If it's hockey, it's here. Listen to every NHL game for free, now with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Download the official NHL app now.
Oh, Maya. Maya. She loves being cool. 21 degrees is her favorite number. God, she's the coolest, especially at night. So I raised the temp at 10 p.m. because she gets chilly when she sleeps. Maya loves using less energy, and I love Maya. We're basically besties.
With SmartFlow from Enbridge Sustain, you won't have to think about your HVAC, but it will always be thinking of you. With smart controls and zero upfront costs. Visit EnbridgeSustainSmartFlow.com to learn more.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
When you really care about someone, you shout it from the mountaintops. So on behalf of Desjardins Insurance, I'm standing 20,000 feet above sea level to tell our clients that we really care about you. Home and auto insurance personalized to your needs. Weird, I don't remember saying that part. Visit Desjardins.com/care and get insurance that's really big on care. Did I mention that we care?
Fall for Subaru by enjoying fall to the fullest. Think scarlet, burgundy, amber, crimson and copper, but never, never blue. Because with Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, fall is for thick, dark mud splats, terracotta mountain roads, radiant sunsets, kaleidoscopic leaf carpets, and the boldest of adventures. Avoid autumn blues and visit your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Maxwell Domi! And the Leafs have a 5-1 lead.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ehlers Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. It is a 1-0 lead for the New York Rangers after 20 minutes on Hockey Night in Canada here at Scotiabank Arena. One thing that I wrote down was one shift, and I'm not exaggerating, Ryan Reeves hit every single player on the ice. He was just like going around like bumper cars at the fair. Like action, boom, boom, boom. And he's trying to spark something. And I know Rempe tried to get on a few times with him. No fight yet, but I would be surprised if those two do not meet at center ice.
Yeah, it's probably the perfect scenario for Ryan Reeves to try to initiate that, right? Your team's down 1-0. It was maybe the worst period of the season, honestly, for the Maple Leafs. They've had a lot of really good periods. That wasn't one of them. If Ryan Reeves wants to make an impact on this game, tapping Matt Rempe on the shoulder might be the best way to do that.
All right, let's take a quick look around the NHL scoreboard presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connextontario.ca.
Busy day. 13 games in the NHL. We got 3 finals already. The Senators beat the Lightning 5-4 earlier today. The Red Wings beat the Predators are awful.
Yeah,
5-2 losers to the Detroit Red Wings, and the Dallas Stars in a big game against the Edmonton Oilers won comfortably 4-1. Now, currently ongoing, a Stanley Cup final rematch from a couple seasons ago. Golden Knights and Panthers tied at 2. The Wild have a 1-0 lead over the Blue Jackets. The Islanders have a 2-1 lead over the Canadiens despite Cole Caulfield's 5th goal of the season. Hurricanes up 1-0 on the Blues. Canucks up 1-0 on the Flyers. Capitals have a 3-1 lead over the Devils, with Alexander Ovechkin scoring his first of the season. And still to come tonight, the Sabres and Blackhawks at 8 p.m., Bruins in Utah at 9 p.m., and the second game of the doubleheader on Hockey Night in Canada is the Flames and Kraken at 10 p.m.
The undefeated Calgary Flames.
They are, in fact, undefeated.
They just put such a banger on at the arena that I didn't hear one of your scores.
No, I don't think you did. But you did hear the Flames and Kraken preview, I suppose. Yeah. Good music at Scotiabank Arena.
Ovi scored, right?
I did say that while I was going through the scoreboard.
Darn it!
Ovechkin's first of the season was not a masterpiece, but he inches closer to becoming the all-time leading scorer in NHL history.
And now he's ready to go. Other things that you noticed from the first 20 minutes of play?
I noticed a little, everyone's like dissecting the goal. Did maybe come off of an official's skate, leading to the turnover.
Scandal at Scotiabank.
I mean, it happens. Bounces happen. But David Camp was caught out there for 80 seconds when the first line was trying to come on. That's not the mismatch that they want, right? That top line of the Rangers against David Camp, despite his checking ability, they don't want him at the end of an 80-second shift. So, cleaner. Lots of things can be cleaned up for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but maybe the shift changes as well, and where the officials are placing themselves on the ice.
I thought there was a really great moment. McMahon had a seeing eye pass right through the middle of the ice to William Nylander, who caught it, kind of going backwards, stayed on side, and then missed the net on a breakaway. I still like that line. I like the way they connect. I think they have a good set of vision, talent, and a little bit of grit. So I'm looking forward to seeing line number 2. I'm giving them line number 2.
Yeah, I think it's fair to give him line number 2. Pontus Holmberg did take the penalty in the period, was not moving his feet when he was called for a hold. Filip Chytil almost scored anyway. Again, accountability, guys ready to step up. Max Pacioretty taking his second healthy scratch in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if Max Pacioretty gets a call, a knock on his door saying, hey, we need you for the next game, because Pontus Holmberg's been a little bit rough last couple games.
All right, it's a 1-0 lead for the New York Rangers on the goal from Alexis Lafreniere in the first period. We'll get you set for the second here. We'll send it to Jim Ralph and Joe Bowen, who will have to call the second period next. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Now through November 1st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues and be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero, and you'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 and the all-new SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection with these prizes. For full contest information and official rules, visit SiriusXM.com/MLB postseason heroes. No purchase necessary. Open only to current SiriusXM subscribers prior to September 22nd. Must be a U.S. resident over the age of 18.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than SiriusXM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM Radio Network.
Leafs trail 1-0 to the New York Rangers on a goal by Lafreniere. Trocheck and Mancini assisting at 11:44. Max Pacioretty, another healthy scratch along with Timothy Liljegren. And Philip Myers is yet to play a game. Those are the scratches for the Maple Leafs, who will defend the goal down to our left.
That's what happens when you win 3 in a row, though, right?
Yep.
You want to keep with the guys that got you there, although Pacioretty did score in the second game of the regular season against them in New Jersey. Actually, it was the Leafs' first goal of the regular season in the second game.
So the Leafs to the left and the Rangers to the right.
And I'll tell you this, I'd have the Rangers up there, especially the home blue now, as one of the top jerseys in the league.
Yep. Whether it's just because of our age or not, but really, all of the original 6 uniforms, I think, are really good. Now the Rangers with a pass in front of the Leaf goal, cut off there by Bobby McMahon. Bank pass ahead for Nylander. He tried to make a pass into Domi. Domi did get a shot from a pretty stiff angle that forced Shesterkin into a save. Missing a hit there was McCabe. Down into the corner. The puck comes free, and McCabe has it launched high off the glass. Liable to hit Domi right in the helmet, but he overskated it. That was kind of the Hail Mary that Aaron Rodgers didn't get enough air under. Played by Millard into the Toronto zone. Stoller's out of the cage to play it off the stick of Ekman-Larsson. And the Leafs will just play it out at center ice. Schneider near side for Trouba. Pass ahead. Hit a skate. Trouba follows up with getting it on the wing. Rangers shoot it in. Cooley down the boards, couldn't come up with it, and the Leafs are breaking here on the right side. Bank pass in over the line. Grabbed off by Nick Robertson to the net. Shot was blocked. He gets it around back of the goal. Stops up nicely and plays it back in the net. Looking for a return pass, it didn't come. Kept by Tavares, back to the blue line. Trouba shot. Blocking arm save made there by Shesterkin. Holmberg working into the corner. Unable to free it up. Schneider will get it around the boards and off the glass. It's cleared by the Rangers to the Leaf zone. Morgan Rielly will get it up on the left wing, and it is deflected by Nyes into the zone. Rangers recover. Long lead pass to center. Trying to get in over the line was Panarin. He was too well covered. Played to the line and out. And Mancini has to go back with his defense partner to come away with it. Now Panarin. A pass deflected to the far boards by Nyes. Stepped into his man. Matthews is able to free it up. The return pass finds Marner. He chipped it in over the line. Matthews steals, coming in! And he shot it over top of the goal. Another shot deflects off Matthews wide. Marner skates it around back of the net. Marner getting it back to the point. Timmins, a shot deflected there by Matthews, and it went just wide. Heads up play there by Timmins. Into the corner now for Marner. Marner curls back to the blue line and stops. Works back down into the left wing corner. Turns again. Centering pass. Shot. High off his stick and wide of the net by Lorentz. Lorentz plays it into the far corner. David Camp comes away with it. Trying to get away from Trocheck. Played around the boards to the point. Timmins, or at least Ekman-Larsson with a shot stopped. Reeves coming to the net. It rolled off his stick as he tried to move from backhand to forehand. And this fourth line has been very effective for the Maple Leafs thus far. Right back in. Here's Steven Lorentz. Shot went off a skate and went wide. Camp gets it around back of the net. Reeves with a hit. The puck comes free. And it's going to bounce out at center ice where Camp sends it right back in thanks to Lorentz. Lorentz on the wing and goes to David Camp. He waits for teammates who are changing. Back to the point to Rielly. Wrist shot coming. Rebound. Shot stopped. Another shot stopped by Shesterkin, and he's going to cover up on it.
Best save of the night by Igor Shesterkin. And it comes off the stick of David Camp. As the Leafs' fourth line get 3 great chances in a row. Ryan Reeves battling in front of the net. This was Bobby McMahon ended up out on that line near the end of the shift. And Ryan Reeves went to the front of the net, took him in. David Kampf got a rebound in the high slot, and Shesterkin flat on his stomach, but flared out the left pad to be able to kick it out. I've liked the response for the Leafs in the early going here in the second period. You figure at some point they'll break through or at least be able to draw a penalty.
Draw to the right of Shesterkin. And they win the faceoff, and it's going to be brought out into the center ice area, but the Leafs turn the puck over, and a wrist shot taken there by Kreider. Just missed that far post. Kreider's back of the goal with it now. Leafs trying to pin him up against the boards. It comes free to the blue line. Fox back into the slot. Wrist shot by Zibanejad. Off the mark wide. Kreider to Zibanejad again. Far side for Fox. Fox tries to stick handle, and he does. Block, stop, rebound! Got through Stollers, but not past the defense of Christopher Tanev, who scoops it out of the blue paint, and the Leafs are offside at the other end of the building.
Well, the Leafs have had the better pressure, but boy, the New York Rangers can come back and get you with a dart and a heartbeat at the other end. As Anthony Stollers has this just squeezed, I think, under his arm, didn't it?
Yeah.
And into the blue paint before Tanev was able to sweep it away.
About a foot from the goal line when Tanev got his cue onto it. Schneider will play it through center. Matthews banks it behind his goal to his defense. And Timmins will get it out at center off a stick, and now Nyes in across the line to Matthews going wide. He goes around back to the net. Almost was, if he falls down, it's a penalty. But it was still a hook. And the puck comes ahead and Panarin in. 2-on-1, dropping it back, and a shot went high and wide. Lafreniere in the corner, leaving it along the boards now for Trocheck. Back to the point it comes near side. Blocked in front of the net. Nicely there by McCabe. And McCabe makes a nice little move to free up his defenseman. And Timmins will get it out at center. And across the line the Leafs come. Nyes curls, still with it. Tried to play it off into the slot, but it was intercepted. And Lafreniere will get it down into the Leaf zone. Lafreniere's pass intercepted. Benoit gets it to center, and with the assistance of Timmins, gets it into the zone, but the Rangers break up the rush. Mancini playing it out at center ice. Now ahead for Tavares. Tavares dropping it off. Pontus Holmberg couldn't get to it. Puck on the boards, and Robertson was unable to keep it in. Back comes New York with a pass that will go wide of the Leaf goal into the near boards area. Chopped back into the corner. Timmins with a nice move to elude the forecheck there of Cooley, and now the Leafs will send a long deflection down into the zone, blockered into the corner by the goalkeeper. In around the boards comes David Kampf. Kampf back to the net for Ryan Reeves. Reeves reverses his field. Still has it, tried to make a pass there for Kampf that was cut off, and the Rangers will get it into the air and get it out at center. Hedl in across the line and down into the corner. Hedl trying to come away with it, but the Leafs have it on the far boards. Look out. Rempe was into the attack mode, but didn't get much of a hit in. And now a pass is intercepted, and Miller starts back for New York. Rempe going to the front of the net, and a shot deflects off the stick and wide of the Leaf goal. And now the Leafs counter with a 3-on-2. Right wing side, David Kampf into the slot. Reeves couldn't pull the trigger. 3-on-2, and maybe the wrong 3 as it's offside at the Ranger blue line. You gotta love what they do, but they do it with limited, how should we say, skill.
Finish.
Still, not skill.
Even a 2-on-0, you might want to dump it in and go get it.
Go get it. We'll figure this out later. At any rate, it is 1-0 in favor of the Rangers. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball And hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Visit ConnexOntario.
Hey, hockey fans. It is time for the best part of the night on these streams. It's time for you to let us know where you're watching from and hanging out with us here for this Toronto Maple Leafs game. Let us know the city and province, city and state if you're in the United States, or if you're international, put that flag emoji out there and let's see how far out the reach of Leafs Nation here on TSI is. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share this link out, and don't forget to let us know where you're watching from in the chat. Thank you all. It's so cool to see all of us Leafs fans from around the world getting together right here on TSI to enjoy the game. Back to the Hockey Night in Canada matchup. Go Leafs, go!
Subaru at their local Subaru dealerships, experiencing an adventure of their own. So migrate to your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
The cross in front, they score!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
This is the anniversary of one of the most iconic nights in Major League Baseball history. Kurt Gibson limping out of the dugout. And as Vin Scully said, this is really rolling the dice. And, of course, he couldn't walk, hardly run. And boom! Game-winning home run for
87 or 88?
Yep.
I thought you were going to say Kurt Schilling.
Oh, well, that's getting close because...
Performance in Game 6.
Yeah, well, Game 4 was tonight. That's the anniversary. And here's a shot by Panarin, went wide. Tim Wakefield went 4 innings to win. Has a loose puck in front. Oh, what a save there by Stollers. Got the left pad out on a pass in front of the net to Trocheck. Rangers with pressure. Near pass deflected there by Marner. Can't fish it away from the Ranger player, but he gets it in over the line, and he made a centering pass, but there was no one there. Schneider for New York. Long up to Panarin. Dished off and Trocheck across the line. Dropping it back into the slot. Knifed away from him, and the Leafs have a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Nylander, the wheelman, closing with a pass! And the return feed from Domi was ill-timed. He needed to shoot that, and his coach will be upset that he didn't. I'm a little upset myself.
Wow.
Max passes first and shoots second, but that's one time he should have been. There's a shot deflected off Shesterkin's shoulder. Down in the offensive zone. Played around the boards to the near side. Nylander couldn't come up with it. Carried to the line and in on the left wing. Trying to drive the net there was Smith, but it was blocked. Now Mancini is able to keep it in for New York. Zibanejad couldn't help him out. Mancini again back of the net for Zibanejad. Centering pass. Deflected. Penalty coming. And of course it's against Toronto. Back to the blue line, kept in by New York. Left wing side, Miller. Miller gets it back into the slot for Ruedel. Now a pass into the slot. To the side of the goal, they score. 6 attackers, and it's going to be Kreider at the side of the net that tips it home.
Great pass by Mika Zibanejad from the bottom of the left wing circle. Fires it across the top of the crease. Chris Kreider had hugged the far post and simply redirects it past Stollers to give the Rangers the 2-0 lead. Again, a game where the Leafs have these long waves of pressure. They've had their opportunities, but the skill of the New York Rangers makes them pay. And yeah, with Max Domi, Joe, earlier on that play, you've got an open net for a split second. You got to get it there. You got to remember last year he did not score until December the 2nd in a game against the Boston Bruins. And you like guys that are unselfish, but sometimes you got to be selfish, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was so well set up by Nylander that You had to deliver the shot. You just had to.
Because even if it stopped, you got two guys going to the net for a rematch.
Exactly. Puck at the Toronto blue line. Tavares got it ahead. Pontus Holmberg is interfered with and knocked down, but that's okay. Rangers get it out at center. Wow.
Yeah, I mean.
Cooley into the corner. Gets it off a stick and down the ice. It'll be no icing.
Same ref that made the two other calls, including the delayed call that.
Well, we might as well introduce them. Here they are. Garrett Rank and Cody Beach are the referees. Sudbury's David Brisebois and Travis Grolitz are the linesmen. Bank pass ahead for Reeves. Cleared into the corner. Schneider goes in and Reeves finishes the check and comes back to the point. Reeves has lost his helmet. Gets it back on, sort of. And it's out at center ice. Might be a good time for Rempe if he wants to get a fight going. That helmet's not on very well. And it slipped into the goaltender and Shesterkin.
Have you said Rempe's name yet tonight, other than that he's in the lineup?
Not much, no. So a break in the action. The Rangers have opened up a 2-0 lead. And you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Where do you go?
As Dave Matthews Band makes their way into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
There's a lot of good company in there.
Dave Matthews shares the artists that inspired him most.
I haven't checked to see if they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Encoring all weekend on DMB Radio.
Sirius XM Channel 30.
Or listen anytime on the SiriusXM app.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want guys to put good power play units on, don't take penalties. You don't want good power play units.
Hey, hockey fans. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. It's our favorite night of the week. It's Saturday night. It is Hockey Night in Canada. Thank you for spending your Hockey Night in Canada right here on TSI as the Leafs take on the Rangers. Please take a minute, hit that like button down below. Let's get more Leafs fans here in the chat. And hey, like it as well if you're a Rangers fan. We appreciate you being here. But, your baseball team, the Yankees, is live right now trying to book a spot in the World Series. Get your priorities straight. Go hit the like button over in the baseball stream as well. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get back to the hockey. Cheers, everybody.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate. Weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Period brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance. It is really big on care. Leafs trailing by a score of 2-0. And congratulations to the Toronto Argonauts who secured home field advantage for the first round of the Canadian Football League playoffs. Always good to beat Ottawa in any sport as they beat the Red Blacks 38-31. Except when you played goal for the 6 and 7s, of course, then I diverse. Here's a shot by Matthews. That was stopped. He gets another rack at it. And a good save by Shesterkin's blocking glove. Along the boards. Knocked free by Ekman Larsson. Down the boards comes McCabe to keep it in, but it's gone off a stick and has cleared the glass. And a faceoff will come in the New York zone. So the Rangers have had one power play. Then they scored when they were about to have their second.
Yeah. So still technically had the extra man, right?
Well, not technically, but very accurately, I think.
No, technically not a power play.
Yes.
But had the extra man.
I'll talk to my technician. Armin?
Siri has been replaced.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Hey, Armin.
You know what? It doesn't work nearly as well at home. And over the line with a pass, it rolls in on goal, steered wide of the net by Stoller.
Took you a while to figure that out.
Yeah, it did. Yes, it did. Puck comes back to the point. Rangers keeping it in. Fox into the corner. Panarin. His pass hit Marner. Marner stick handles quickly and makes a couple of elusive moves to free things up. And now Chris Tanev will bring it out. Tanev, a pass deflecting off a stick and into the zone. Shesterkin pounding it around the glass, blocked by Marner. Marner can't get it back to the point, but there's, or at least Nyes, getting it along the boards, gets it back again, closes, should have shot it and didn't, but Marner comes away with a penalty. A penalty coming to New York. Leafs have to wait for teammates to get onside. Domi dropping it back again. Brought on now by Nylander. Nylander down the boards into the slot for Domi, and a shot. Late, but a good shot went over top of the goal. Back to the point to Marner. Marner into the left wing corner. Domi gives it back to him. Marner walks the line. Marner still with it. Down in looking to get a pass into Nylander. It is touched. And so the first power play of the game for the Maple Leafs will come as a result. And the power play is brought to you by Enbridge Sustain, with Smart Flow heating and cooling system that's always thinking about you. You can just think about the players' sweet flow.
You know, what happened, the Rangers turned the puck over. It was Artemi Panarin turned it over. But Austin Matthews was heading to the bench. If Matthews had stayed out, as the turnover was on the other side of the ring, he would have been in a great position and wide open to receive the pass from Matthew Nyes. But now, the big boys, Joe, this is the area where they got to come through.
Draw one by the Rangers, and it'll be quickly played out and down the ice. So Toronto goes back to organize. 7.5 minutes to go, second period. Leafs trailing by a pair. Brought on by Nylander. Weaves to center. Reaches the line and in. On the wing to Marner. Back to the point it goes to Ekman-Larsson. Off on the wing to Tavares. Down into the corner to Matthews. Back it goes to Ekman-Larsson. Near side Nylander return. Tip quickly to Matthews. Closing, shooting. Glove save Shesterkin as he is able to get that left hand up.
Good movement from the Leafs. They're, as we mentioned, coming into this game 2 for 13 on the power play, but both those goals came the last time out against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Draw one by the Maple Leafs. Back to the point. Walking the line, Ekman-Larsson. Wrist shot coming! Big rebound. That just hit Shesterkin. He had good positioning, but he never saw it when it hit him. Now Nylander back in. Marner down the right wing boards. Curls. Got it into the slot area. No one could get a stick on it except the Rangers, who punched it down the ice. Played quickly ahead by the goalkeeper, and then across the line comes Tavares, trying to drop it back. It'll get into the near boards, and now Marner around on the wall to the far side to Nylander. Poked into the corner for Tavares. Stolen by the Rangers. Pushed out at center ice. Trying to break, but Matthews is back to take away one option. Into the slot area and a shot. That was stopped, and it goes into the corner.
Boy, 3-on-2 shorthanded for the Rangers, and the Leafs dodge a bullet.
It was going to be a 2-on-1. Matthews got back to take the man away, but the Leafs never did pick up the trailer. Change of power play unit. McMahon along the boards. Robertson far side. Domi. Nyes trying to help out. Gets it back to the point. Kept in by Riley, but stolen back. Now here's Bobby McMahon to the point to Domi. Left wing side, a pass back into the slot for Robertson. Back it goes to Domi, and a wrist shot coming. That's blocked. Rebound. Cleared out and down the ice with a second left in the penalty. So the Rangers, whose penalty kill coming in was 9th in the National Hockey League, giving up just 2 of 16. Kill that off. Leafs have an odd man rush in over the line. Domi hit the goal post. Another chance for Max, and a shot went wide from Robertson. Leafs keep the puck in. High stick making contact? No, says the linesman. Brought on now by the Rangers. Trocheck into the slot. One-timer on the far side. That goes off a stick and up into the screen and out of play.
Well, Leafs have had their chances, and Max Domi, after saying he should have shot the puck in a 3-on-2 rush, has come close twice since then to getting the Leafs on the board.
do you think there was a small discussion at the bench?
And very brief.
One way?
Yes.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, the Fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Craig. Craig likes it warm. Craig loves 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Craig doesn't understand Fahrenheit. But Craig does like to save money when he's at work. Craig also cares about his carbon footprint. He's so thoughtful, that Craig.
With SmartFlow from Enbridge Sustain, you won't have to think about your HVAC, but it will always be thinking of you. For a limited time, sign up and get up to $1,000 in bill credits and apply for up to $3,000 in rebates. Learn more at EnbridgeSustainSmartFlow.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
When you really care about someone, you shout it from the mountaintops. So on behalf of Desjardins Insurance, I'm standing 20,000 feet above sea level to tell our clients that we really care about you. Home and auto insurance personalized to your needs. Weird, I don't remember saying that part. Visit Desjardins.com/care and get insurance that's really big on care. Did I mention that we care?
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
2 good saves, 3 good saves, another shot, 4 good saves made.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
And the engineers, Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph back here, they just did a nice salute to Sam Rosen, who after 41 seasons of calling the New York Rangers and is calling it quits. And I asked him, I said, are you not going to do football? I said, there's going to be 8 guys get new jobs.
Yeah.
One of the things that he's done in his career.
And a third of the pay, too.
So, nice tribute to Sam Rosen here. He's on the road visiting and doing that. Kind of nice to have that happen here in Toronto.
Yeah, and I mean an iconic voice.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, with the Rangers.
Yep, absolutely.
Remember, John Davidson began his broadcasting career with Sam before moving to St. Louis, Columbus, and then back to the Rangers as president.
Face-off coming in the center ice area. 4:37 to go in the second period. The shots are 16-15, favoring the Rangers, but 2 of them have beaten Anthony Stolarz. And the Rangers have a 2-0 lead.
Pretty evenly played game. I mean, it's
really has been. Yep.
You know, the Rangers have been able to finish.
Brought in over the line now by Kakko. Domi took the puck away from him, but is bodied up against the boards. Domi getting the puck free and played up ahead now for Nylander. Nylander to Timmins, and Bobby McMahon was forced in over the line. Is there a
high sticking penalty coming up, and surveying a little bit of damage to see if it's 2 or 4. It was Max Domi that got clipped.
Down in the corner, yep, okay. So the Leafs go to their second power play opportunity.
2 minutes high second.
Power play brought to you by Enbridge Sustain with a SmartFlow heating and cooling system that's always thinking about you, so you can just think about the players' sweet flow.
Capo Kakko is the Ranger guilty. As the face-off to the right of Igor Shesterkin in the Leafs' second power play of the game.
Played around the boards by New York. Trapped and kept in by Nylander. Down into the corner on the near side. Willie will play into the boards area in the corner. The Leafs come away with it. Nylander in front of the net. And he ripped it wide. Puck into the corner now for Tavares to Matthews. Doesn't shoot it. Gets it back to the blue line. Timmins walks the line. Dishes back. Matthews down low. Centering pass. Skate save made there by the defender in front of the net. And now Tavares with a shot. Oh, my! What a glove save made by Shesterkin.
Well, that was off John Tavares between the hash marks. With the 70s goalie card save. And what had to happen is Tavares had to cradle it. It wasn't a one-timer. And that split second was enough for Shesterkin to square up to the middle of the ice and make the save. Before that, Willie Nylander had an outstanding chance and whistled it just wide.
Point shot coming, and it was whistled there by Nylander wide. Puck comes back to the blue line and out. Rangers will break it in on the left wing. Smith sends it into the corner, and the Leafs try to take it away from him to try to get things rolling, and now do as Nylander skates it back, and Matthews comes through neutral ice. He'll bring it in over the line to Marner. Nice play to maintain possession. Marner holds back at the blue line. Down the right wing boards. Curls. Tavares back to the point. It goes to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson holds. Back to Tavares. Tavares still with it. Tavares down into the far side for Matthews. Marner trying to help out. Tavares does. Matthews back to the blue line to Nylander. Nylander holds. Ekman Larsson had gone into the corner. Now he's coming back to his regular position. Centering pass. Marner can't get a shot away. Tavares, Matthews, and it was sent high off a stick wide. Centering pass back on the near boards for Nylander. Nylander with a shot from a sharp angle, stopped by Shesterkin. Rangers are going to get an opportunity to clear, and they do.
It's time to bring up the Leafs have not been shut out now. The streak is 3 games. We got to start over,
Start
right?
a new one? Yeah. All right.
It's almost 4 years, didn't we?
Yes. In on the left wing. Penalty about to expire. Riley kept it in. Nyes into the corner. Bobby McMahon for Domi. Centering effort. And unable to get his stick on it was Nyes. Rangers back. Cooley in over the line. Left wing side. Holding down low. Backhand into the goal crease. Where is it? Oh, wow. There was a two-hander fired there by Jake McCabe, and now McCabe, and is that Sam Carrick? Pushing a little bit, nothing more develops.
Is it McCabe or Domi that's going to pick up the penalty? And it was on Jacob Trouba, the Ranger captain, the defenseman, that was in front of the Leaf net.
Toronto penalty number 11, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
Boy, that reminds me of my dad. When I gave up a bad goal, it was a little loud and
a little
accusatory. Well, boy, Jake McCabe had a pretty good hit on Carrick, and then Domi with, it was a flop by Trouba. It was a cross-check, but Trouba sold it pretty well.
I think McCabe probably had a better whack than
McCabe got the bonus shot.
Yeah, Ray. One-timer blocked there by Trouba, by the Leafs defenseman Tanev, and he's limping a little bit. Let's hope that this isn't.
Is that a skate blade, or is it? Oh, he's hurting.
Yep, he's going right to the dressing room. And that's not good.
That's the outside of the right knee.
Penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease the CRV for 2.99%. Up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com.
I'll tell you what you love about some players can also be their demise. As Tanev fearlessly drops down to block his shot and just takes it on the outside of the right knee.
Kept in by Fox at the far side. Panarin gets it around back of the Toronto goal, but the Leafs get a chance to clear it, and they'll pound it off the glass. But the problem is, it pounded off the glass and went out of play, so the faceoff's coming back into the Toronto end. Penalty is 1:36 to go in it. And one of the Leafs' premier penalty killers is not available.
Both teams, by the way, coming into this game, and their 3 wins, scored the first goal of the game. The Leafs were 3-0, same as the Rangers. Scoring first. Rangers' only loss was at home in overtime to Utah.
Rangers play it around the boards. Trocheck back to the far point. Trocheck goes to the front of the net. Panarin couldn't find him. It comes back to Fox. A shot in traffic. That deflected wide. Zibanejad gives the puck away to Marner, and Marner springs it ahead, and Matthews one-on-one. Not much of an opportunity to drive. Just flips it in wide of the goal and peels to the bench for a change. Minute 10 to go in the power play. 2-0 New York. Thank you very much, Mike Ross. I was about to say that, but since you already have, I won't. Along the boards back of the goal. Puck scrum comes to the side. Panarin couldn't backhand to the net had he been able to. The goaltender was on the other side. It comes back to the point, and the shot by Zibanejad blocked. 2 blocks, and now here's Nyes starting away for Toronto. He works in over the line. He's along with Pontus Holmberg. Tried to flip it into him, couldn't work. And now Nyes knocked down on the play, but can't come up with the loose puck, and Kreider does.
Boy,
and goaltender
Stollers is in trouble, and it might be equipment related.
I think it's a skate blade. Yes, it is. He's down on his knees. 15 seconds left.
They got to call this.
You would hope, but no, of course not. Now he's on his skates, trying to stand up, but can't. And it goes into the corner. 5 seconds, the Leafs. I don't know if the Rangers realize it.
No.
Thank goodness time's going to run out.
I'm not sure what the rule is on this. Players obviously have to go off. There's not an automatic whistle, but would you not put this almost in the same category as losing your mask
exactly.
or something?
Yep.
And because there is an element of danger to it. Stollers is still down. He's going to need some help.
Yes.
Maybe the Zamboni will have to push him off. He's being helped off simply because of the skate
that's something
blade.
that might have happened to Gump Worsley. The Zamboni part, I mean.
Gump wasn't 6'7".
No, he wasn't. But he was probably the same weight.
Yeah. But it is amazing being in the rink and be able to see Stollers down at the far end of the ice scrambling.
Helps to be able to see things that are going on behind the play. No question about that. At any rate, a 2-0 Ranger lead after 40 minutes, and the Leafs need a big third. Haley Sforfar and Justin Cuthbert coming along. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
I think C.J. Stroud just has that poise. Plays like he's been in the league 10 or 12 years.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
Brock Purdy's playing unbelievable. I think kind of quietly he's just been brushing it.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins. Each week has been continuous improvement. Let's keep that going.
From the field to the front office, nobody covers the game like Sirius XM NFL Radio. Channel 88.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base.
What's up, Leafs fans? We're going for 50,000 subscribers. We are only a few away. My buddy Joel is calling me right now because he's excited that we're about to pass 50,000 subscribers. Let's get there tonight. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell, and don't miss it when we go live for any of our sports action, most notably your Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as the MLB playoffs and, the Argos. We're doing the Argos game today as well. The Argos and the CFL playoffs coming your way. Cheers, Leafs fans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for hitting that subscribe button.
And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Michael Bunting of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You've always had the great ability to play with great players.
I think my style of play complements the top dogs, as you will, kind of go to those harder areas in the corner in front of the net and kind of create space for them and get them the puck and, help them create offense off of that. So kind of found a little niche with that.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore.
Kochetkov making that jump last year. What do you see in the net?
The kid wants it. That's the first thing. Is he going to be the guy that we're looking at this year to get after it and take a bigger role? Maybe. But we still got Freddie in here, and I think he's got something to prove. So I think we're going to have a good battle in the net.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. From in the crease to in the locker room,
Flyers defenseman Travis Sanheim.
Is it a rebuild type thing? Is it definitely a playoff team in your mind?
I think last season, I don't know if anyone in our room was saying rebuild. We thought that we could surprise some teams, and I think we did that. A lot of guys that are coming back, and then obviously adding Meat Scott's going to be huge. So, we're looking forward to getting started and seeing if we can build off of last season.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM
Radio Network.
Well, welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, the fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert for your intermissions. It is a 2-0 lead for the New York Rangers after 40 minutes. And I think the most pressing piece of information happened there at the very end of the game where Chris Tanev took a slap shot, looked like it was right on the kneecap, and he got helped off the ice, and that is tough to watch.
Yeah, and then I entered the booth and I saw Anthony Stolarz being helped out off the ice, and I thought,
he lost his skate blade.
But he lost his skate blade. So,
okay.
Thankfully,
Twitter got
that one. It
one.
could have been an absolute disaster, or at least I thought it was a disaster about 5 minutes ago. But now we worry only about Chris Tanev, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, anything can happen when a puck is blasted off part of your lower extremity. But hopefully it's just, the product of being hit with a frozen piece of rubber and nothing more than that. But, yeah, that would be a big loss. So hopefully Chris Tanev can come back for the third period. But I thought Igor Shesterkin was full value for whatever contract he's going to get in that period. Maple Leafs had some good chances, but Shesterkin counted 3 or 4, maybe even 5 really, really difficult saves that could have gone in.
Is it 10 bell, 5 alarm, 10 bell?
10 bell, 5 alarm?
It's 10 bell, 5 alarm, 3 stars.
I think you just cracked the code, yeah.
That's it, folks. He got all of those multiple times in that period. Yeah, there was one point blank on Johnny T, who he probably took 5 seconds.
Yeah, he dusted it off,
and
let's be honest.
He probably had another 10 if he wanted. But, yeah, Shesterkin with showing the leather. And, when he's on, he's cool. He's a cool goalie, and he really robbed a couple Leafs. Producer Armin doing some work, telling us that Tanev finished third in NHL in blocks last year.
Yeah,
what a hard worker. 207 blocks.
Not afraid to step in front of pucks, but, yeah, Tanev has missed some time in many seasons.
But that's the thing, right? Everyone was like, well, Tanev's going to be a great signing as long as you can have him. Tanev, count inevitably that he's going to have 20 games missed. So, I'm hoping that's not the case, but that's everybody's disclaimer on the addition of Chris Tanev is that he's going to put himself in the line of fire, and he did that in that period. We'll see if we can get an update from, the PR staff. He's going to return, but it looked rough. Let's just hope for the best.
Yeah, I think one guy, though, who may not be in the lineup next game, even if healthy, would be Pontus Holmberg. It's been a rough game here for Pontus Holmberg, who got himself in trouble with the penalty in the first period, took another one, and would have been in the penalty box, but the New York Rangers kind of dissected the Maple Leafs 6-on-5 and scored their 2-0 goal, preventing, Pontus Holmberg from having to sit in the penalty box at all. I was going to say, he'd avoid the scorn of Craig Berube, but I'm sure Craig Berube noticed that Pontus Holmberg had another one come in there in the second period. Has not looked as comfortable since playing on the wing. In fact, the center ice position may be the more natural fit for him. Not to make excuses, but this is, a competition for ice time. And so far, if you're taking one player out of what's been a bit of a sag this whole game for the Maple Leafs just as a whole, it would be Pontus Holmberg not having a good night.
Yeah, and you mentioned it as your key to the game tonight about trying to stay out of the box, and that was clearly not heard by some of the players on the ice. Domi took took a bad penalty as well. he's got so much energy. He needs to energize himself to shoot the puck on net instead of cross-checking people. He's got a lot of opportunity where he's got the puck in the slot, in the high danger areas, and he opts to pass it. And I know that Craig Berube made a note of this week at practice, and we talked about it in our pregame show. You got to shoot the puck more. And there was one chance where it was a 2-on-0, and he fed it back over to Willie when he had the clear opportunity to shoot. So a couple eyes on a couple things that Domi did that period that did benefit the Maple Leafs. Got an opportunity in the third to clean something up, and the Leafs need to clean up that power play because once again it was not a highlight.
Yeah, Domi was definitely one to watch there offensively, given that he had the opportunities. The best opportunities for the Maple Leafs, at least in the back half of the period, belonged to Domi. But you're right, he's becoming somewhat predictable because it's coming off his stick, not towards the front of the net, but to another teammate. And when you do that over and over and over again, it works beautifully sometimes, as it did last Saturday for Max Domi setting up William Nylander. But if you do it every single time, it becomes a little predictable, and I think it's become that for Max Domi here.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with some more thoughts before the third period. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
NHLshop.ca, the official online store of the National Hockey League, and Canada's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear. With unique one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics and all the latest styles for every NHL team. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHLshop.ca, a Fanatics experience.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Over to our sideline reporter now with the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
When you really care about someone, you shout it from the mountaintops. So on behalf of Desjardins Insurance, I'm standing 20,000 feet above sea level to tell our clients that we really care about you. Home and auto insurance personalized to your needs. Weird, I don't remember saying that part. Visit Desjardins.com/care and get insurance that's really big on care. Did I mention that we care?
Getting my Honda CR-V has opened the door to adventure. With Econ Mode to maximize fuel efficiency, I'm free to explore. And with tons of cargo space, it's easy to pack for getaways. My dog, camping gear. It's like I've discovered a wild, adventurous side of me. Alice is excited too.
Lease the CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $99 weekly at 2.99% APR for 28 months with $2,000 down. Offer includes $1,500 lease bonus. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
Oh, Maya. Maya. She loves being cool. 21 degrees is her favorite number. God, she's the coolest, especially at night. So I raised the temp at 10 p.m. because she gets chilly when she sleeps. Maya loves using less energy, and I love Maya. We're basically besties.
With SmartFlow from Enbridge Sustain, you won't have to think about your HVAC, but it will always be thinking of you. With smart controls and zero upfront costs. Visit EnbridgeSustainSmartFlow.com to learn more.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar, Justin Cuthbert for your intermissions. It's a 2-0 lead for the New York Rangers at Scotiabank Arena. Let's take a look at the other games in the NHL. This NHL scoreboard is presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit ConnexOntario.ca.
Lots of games, so let's rip through them. The Ottawa Senators got a 5-4 victory over the Lightning, sending them to their first loss. Steven Stamkos scored, but Red Wings beat the Predators 5-2. Stars beat the Oilers 4-1. Gustav Forsling with overtime winner. Panthers over the Golden Knights. It's 1-0 Wild over Blue Jackets. 2-2 Canadians and Islanders. 3-1 Blues leading the Hurricanes. 3-0 the Canucks are out front on the Philadelphia Flyers. A tough night for Sheldon Keefe. It's 5-3 Capitals over the Devils. And the Sabres have a 2-0 lead over the Blackhawks.
Wow, no way.
End of one still to come tonight. Boston and Utah, the Flames and Kraken.
Love it. Producer Armin just throwing tweets in here for us. Igor Shesterkin has not allowed a goal in the third period this season, stopping all 28 shots again. So if I say that, does that mean I just jinxed it?
I don't know. I think that information, despite Armin's intrepid reporting, widely available.
Yes.
So if, you know.
But if I speak it, does that mean like.
No, but I think someone else.
It's like when someone's got a no-hitter, and you're like, well, they haven't.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I guess
I'm just trying to do my best
here. I guess
here,
we'll
folks.
see if Maple Leafs can prove that you are prescient, at least.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. He's certainly been the number one star of the game, but Anthony Soler still had a pretty great period as well. The goals that did go in, that Kreider one was just like a beautiful backdoor pass, and then earlier in the first period they had the Lafreniere one, which was kind of like a moving screen type thing. So can't put much of the blame on him. At least need to put some pucks on net.
He's been fine. Not the biggest issue for the Maple Leafs.
What is the biggest issue?
Probably just like their ability to take chances, because they've had chances in this game. You mentioned Tavares taking too long to get rid of it. This is an elite goaltender in Igor Shesterkin. It might take something more than what they've offered to this point. And when you're in all alone, you might want to fire it on net, because there's it might be quality and quantity required to get through Igor tonight.
We said this was a litmus test, this game. Two of the best teams, one of the biggest challenges the Leafs have faced this season, and they're going into the third period down 2 goals. We kind of get to see what they're made of. Maybe what Craig Berube is made of in that locker room.
Certainly a chance for the new head coach to sink his teeth into his group. We'll see what the message is and see how they respond in the third.
Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph will have the call of the third period next. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hello, my dear. We've been waiting all year to unleash the sounds of fear. Soundtracks, scary stories, a howl, and a sneer. Sirius XM Scream, your soundtrack for Halloween, on now, Channel 105, and on the Sirius XM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Maurizio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs are going to have to do something against Igor Shesterkin that he hasn't allowed this season, and that is a goal in the third period. They not only need one, they need two, as the Rangers have a 2-0 lead over the Leafs here after 40 minutes of play. The shots favor New York 18-17. It's been a tightly defensive played game. Yep. The Leafs have had as many good chances as the Rangers, maybe more, but they haven't resulted in shots on goal. Two in the first period that missed, and then Max Domi deciding not to shoot.
Yeah, and then when he did shoot, he hits the goal post. Austin Matthews might have, Matthews and Tavares had the best shots on goal. Shesterkin got a blocker and a Matthews blast from between the hash marks, and of course the spectacular glove save off John Tavares on a lead power play.
Rangers outshot the Leafs 10-8 in that period, and the third period is brought to you by Enbridge Sustain. With a smart flow heating and cooling system that's always thinking about you, you can just think about the player's sweet flow. Leafs get the puck down in the offensive zone, and Fox will push it up on the right wing for Trocheck. Trocheck sends it in. Domi got knocked down and heads to the bench after colliding there with Lafreniere. On shot deflects and knocked down, and losing his stick is goaltender Stollers, and now he makes a save, and now McCabe is going nose to nose
with Trocheck.
And
boy,
nothing else happens there.
Anthony Stollers, in talking to people, there's, when you lose a skate blade as a player, there's not an automatic whistle. But you would think, but there's no automatic whistle when a player loses his helmet either. He's got a chance to gather it up. You just think of the vulnerability of a goaltender. And we're talking, I mean, it's dangerous as well, right? You can't react. You can't move. Somebody clips you between the eyes. And this should have been goalie interference as well. As Trocheck into the blue paint, and that's why McCabe reacted the way he did.
Kreider sends it around the boards, kept in by Fox for the Rangers. Zibanejad and Domi after it, and the Leafs are able to punch it out at center. A pass ahead for Bobby McMahon was out of his reach, turns into a delayed offside. Rangers get it out. Zibanejad on the far boards. Domi steals. Nicely played from his skates to his stick, and then a shot sent by Nylander went over top of the goal. The bench a little thin as Tanev left the game in the second period after blocking a shot and has not returned. As a shot there by the Leafs whistles wide of the goal, courtesy Austin Matthews.
Well,
now what?
Glove
pass. Yep, whistle down. So a face-off coming back in the center ice area.
That's what we always say, though, isn't it? You think you got too many defensemen? Just wait.
Yep.
Just wait. Chris Tanev
is coming back to the bench.
Just snuck his way back behind.
He is a warrior, though. He sure is. We got all kinds of famous people here tonight. Played down into the Toronto zone and swept around on the far boards, and now here's Matthews trying to work it out on the wing. Chipped ahead off the stick of Benoit, and it's back in over the line and down into the corner. Played back to the point. Trouba sends it into the far corner, intercepted by the Leafs. Played out at center, but it was in behind Matthew Nyes, who can't catch up to it. The Rangers regroup back in their own zone. I don't know who that was. Someone was really happy to see it. So here's a shot by Robertson. It was stopped. It goes back to the blue line. That was blocked. Ekman Larsson couldn't keep it in.
In all honesty, he was probably in the wrong box.
Well, he'd been in a bar, I know.
Did somebody pop in to say hello and shake our hands?
Yes.
He's asking the exact same questions right now.
Who were those two guys? Here the Rangers trying to come out in front and is knocked away by Stollers.
Smile and nod.
Yes, indeed. Laid down around the boards, back of the net. Taken to the boards is Rempe. Rempe trying to come out, was blocked, poked back into the corner. And now Lorentz bodied by Rempe, but out comes Nick Robertson. Robertson along with Tavares. Flipped into the left wing corner. Tavares trying to get an angle on the defenseman, but couldn't. Rangers will play it out. Panarin up ahead for Trocheck. Trocheck dropping it back. Lafreniere with a shot. Knocked down. Stollers couldn't get the rebound under control, but the Leafs help him out there and play it to the line. And now get it out. Up on the right side for Nylander. Driving it on goal! goal! Stop the rebound! Comes straight. Great save made by Shesterkin.
Boy, and the Leafs almost get the great follow-up chance. Max Domi knifed it free, but right onto a Rangers stick. 20-19 now, the shots.
Joe Bowen with Jim Ralph, Armin Zagarian, who is no longer in charge of booth security. Andrew Adams and Andrew Holland, who sat there like a bump on a log, not helping out whatsoever.
He seemed nice, gentlemen.
They scored! Well, maybe it's good luck to have visitors. And it's Austin Matthews on a scramble play in front of the net that gets the Leafs on the board.
It did not look the least bit dangerous. Matthews was able to spin off Adam Fox in behind the Ranger net. You know, when we talk about what Matthew Nyes can contribute on this line, and there's a comparison to Zach Hyman, this is it. Go to the front of the net. Nyes doesn't get a stick on anything, but he takes a man with him, and Matthews is able to go around the screen and sweep it past Shesterkin to make it 2-1.
Glad you saw it. Here the Rangers bringing it to center, and that's got the crowd into it again. Back into the corner now. Tanev loses it. It comes back to the point. Schneider with a shot, and a glove save made by Anthony Stolarz to stop play. Second goal of the season for Austin Matthews, as the Maple Leafs have cut the lead in half and done something that no one this season has been able to do. Score a third period goal on Shesterkin.
Yeah, the Utah game was 6-5 in overtime as well.
Yeah, so it is. This is only his fourth game.
Yeah.
With me at least, yeah. Not that big a deal.
Second of the season, scored by number 34, Austin Matthews.
Laid down into the Ranger zone.
Assisted by number 95.
A pass from Zibanejad to Kreider. That was stopped. Poked ahead, and David Camp comes out at center ice. Camp on the right wing. Nylander for McMahon, a shot, blocker save, and a rebound there for Shesterkin, but no one can get to it. Played up the boards, broken up there by Camp. Camp tries to work down into the corner. David Camp dragging it around. Reeves got to it, but couldn't make contact, and now the Leafs shoot it right back in again, thanks to Simon Benoit. Reeves with a hit. Here's Camp to Reeves, side of the goal, couldn't drag it in front. Camp has it back of the net, left it there for Reeves. Bank pass to the blue line, and Benoit had to go right by him, and it's all the way down on goaltender Stolarz, who plays it out and down the ice. Anthony Stolarz is going to be called for icing.
He's had a pretty eventful night, hasn't he? Equipment-wise, icing call has made some big stops. And the way this game has gone, he is most likely going to have to be perfect the rest of the way, at least to try to get anything out of this game.
Ekman Larsson and Nyes draw assists on Matthews' second goal of the season.
And there was another jinx I was trying to concoct before Matthews had scored. That was the last Ranger goalie to shut out the Leafs here.
Mancini back to the point. Long shot. Kicked away by Stolarz. Played by Timmins to Benoit. Left wing feed from Tavares. Tavares gets across the line but couldn't get around the defender in Ruedel. Back of the net, it comes to Nyes, and he couldn't get it out in front. Here's Nyes back in for Marner. Marner chases his man into the corner. Puck along the boards. Nyes arrives to add more support. Drags it around back of the net. Matthews is out in front if they can get him the puck, but they couldn't. Now a pass across. Matthews in front, drives it. Oh! He trickled it just by the near post. Rangers ice the puck, and the Leafs are pouring it on.
Boy, Mitch Marner, the great pass from the left wing boards to Austin Matthews at the far post. But Matthews bobbled it at first, and then it looked like he was going to be able to use that to his advantage to again sweep it around the right pad of Shesterkin. But just off the toe of the Ranger goaltender and harmlessly wide of the net. At least we're able to
kept
jump
in by Ekman Larsson. His pass for Nyes was out of his reach, and the Rangers just play it out at center ice. Ekman Larsson ahead for Marner. Into the zone they come. Shot in on goal, looking for a redirect that didn't happen, and Shesterkin an easy save. Cleared into the corner again. A centering pass. Matthews got it away, and it was stopped by Shesterkin. Marner trying to set up Matthews. Intercepted by Zibanejad. Played in around Morgan Riley into the corner for Kreider. Poked into the far corner. Trocheck trying to get it out in front. Off a skate, and it's going to escape out at center ice. Having some difficulty with it. Here's Condre Miller. Played over on the near side for Fox and then shot into the Leaf end. 13 minutes to play in the third period. And it's 2-1. Back of the net. Up on the wing for Tavares. Tavares launches it off Robertson. Can't get it into the zone. Robertson will send it back to the defense. And now Benoit shoots it in off the left wing boards, and around the boards it'll go to Robertson, who gets it back into the corner. Cycled again into the corner, but out of the reach of Tavares. Rangers around back of the net. Making the elusive move was Sam Carrick, and cleared high off the glove and whistled down because of that when Carrick was able to touch it. And a face-off will come out into the center ice zone.
Can I give you just a quick stat? The last Ranger to goalie to shut out the Leafs in Toronto was Marty Biron in 2002. The last Leaf shutout in New York.
John Bauer?
Very good. Yeah, that streak is still on. February 15th, 1967.
Wow.
The last time a Leaf goalie has had a shutout at Madison Square Garden.
12:20 to go, third period, 2-1's the score. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hear every game of the ALCS on Sirius XM. The Yankees broadcast can be heard on Sirius 208 and XM 175.
Hey, hockey fans. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. It's our favorite night of the week. It's Saturday night. It is Hockey Night in Canada. Thank you for spending your Hockey Night in Canada right here on TSI as the Leafs take on the Rangers. Please take a minute, hit that like button down below. Let's get more Leafs fans here in the chat. And hey, like it as well if you're a Rangers fan. We appreciate you being here. But, your baseball team, the Yankees, is live right now trying to book a spot in the World Series. Get your priorities straight. Go hit the like button over in the baseball stream as well. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get back to the hockey. Cheers, everybody.
NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
No one keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Radio Network.
We're back here. Long pass goes down on Stallers. He's going to tuck it around back of the net. Benoit gets it up on the wing to center. Cross the line, Timmins. And some difficulties with it. Got some help, but it is cut off on the wing. Rangers keep it alive along the boards. Pass back to the point. A long shot is blocked in front. Nylander trying to push it ahead and does. Bobby McMahon one-handing it in over the line, but can't get around Schneider, but carries it into the end boards. And Nylander trying to get it out around back of the net, and Domi helps out. There's a whistle for some reason.
Now it's Stollers. Is he hurt, or is it the skate blade again? The official is with, I think the blade has come out again. Well, no, it's Oleot is the medical trainer.
I can't see what he is working on.
I mean, Stollers doesn't seem to be in
Any
a lot of
discomfort.
discomfort. Oh, there it is. Kind of jammed his left skate. Was it Will Cooley of the Rangers was to his left, and he tried to push to his left. And kind of they jammed skates together. And
did he pull out?
I don't know whether he maybe wrenched his knee.
Oh,
no. And it looks like
he's all right.
I mean, he wasn't rolling around, but he was he was just down on both knees.
And it's strange that it wasn't Bobby Hastings that went out for the equipment.
If it was equipment, yeah. I mean, it looked like maybe even the stick of Cooley got up under the pad.
So, next time, just pretend that you got hurt when your skate blade is out. So I guess, I don't know.
I mean, you almost think that Stollers at that point in the second period when he lost his skate blade, why wouldn't you throw your mask off to get the whistle? Even if you get a delay of game penalty, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's better than being on one skate.
Here's McMahon in. Bank shot into the corner for Domi. Back to the point, Tanev. Tanev tried to load up a wrist shot, but he mishandled it and it bounced out at center. Domi with it in the neutral zone to Willie on the left wing. Nylander in off the top of the circle, a cross-ice pass deflects into the corner. Played around the boards, it's going to find Nylander, or looked like it was going to, but it hit a stanchion and went wide. Now Nylander gets a pass in, works into the corner, still with it, trying to work out in front. Had to go back to the blue line to Riley. Riley along the boards now for McMahon. Back of the net for Matthews, centers in front, and unable to get a shot was Riley. Into the corner for Nylander. His pass for Matthews didn't connect. Rangers will play it high to center, where it's knocked down, and the Leafs have it again. Back to the line, in over the line, Marner with Matthews. Marner walking the line, being chased by a couple, sends it towards the net. And it bounced off a body and went into the air, and Shesterkin was able to find it and is able to cover up.
10:34 to go here in the third period, and even if the Leafs are unable to complete the comeback, you've got to love the push we've seen here in the third. Face off to the left of Igor Shesterkin. That is absolutely wild, though, that the Leafs and the New York Rangers, Johnny Bower is the last Leaf goalie to get a shutout.
Yep.
Madison Square Garden.
His name was mentioned prominently while I was up in Sudbury because of the relationship he and George Armstrong had. They terrorized one another with practical jokes. Drop pass at the point, a shot off. Shesterkin went over the shoulder and wide of the goal. Played by Matthews, back of the net for Nyes. Nyes knocked it away, but the Ranger get to it, and they'll drag it out at center, and Miller will get it down into the Leaf end. Played around back of the net. Ekman Larson pins his man. Matthews, little pass for Marner. Marner with a glance over his shoulder to see where traffic was, got it into the zone. Onto the boards on the far side. Fakes a pass, trying to get it back there for Matthews, but it was brought out now by Panarin for New York. Rangers 2, Leafs 1, half of the period to come. Lafreniere with a shot that was going wide, but it's into the glove of Stollers, and he will stop play to bring a face-off in the Leaf zone when we return. 2-1 New York. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Craig likes it warm. Craig loves 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Craig doesn't understand Fahrenheit. But Craig does like to save money when he's at work. Craig also cares about his carbon footprint. He's so thoughtful, that Craig.
With SmartFlow from Enbridge Sustain, you won't have to think about your HVAC, but it will always be thinking of you. For a limited time, sign up and get up to $1,000 in bill credits and apply for up to $3,000 in rebates. Learn more at EnbridgeSustainSmartFlow.com. Terms and conditions apply.
As fall approaches and birds head south, a different kind of bird emerges, the Subaru. While migratory flocks seek warmth, Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive keeps drivers soaring through the wild. During the migrating season, Subaru's hunger for adventure grows exponentially, driving the intrigued radio listeners to fall for Subaru at their local Subaru dealerships, experiencing an adventure of their own. So migrate to your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
Breaking news, Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
They score! Holy mackerel, they score!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph back with you. We invite you to join us on Monday night. The Tampa Bay Lightning will be in town. We'll be on the air 7:30. Another one of those new network presentations. Played out at center ice by the Leafs. Pontus Holmberg dragged back in by the Rangers, but the Leafs have room now to move it out. Up ahead for Holmberg. Cross the line. Right wing side. Wrist shot by Reeves. Went wide of the goal. And it comes all the way back down into the Toronto end. Timmins puts the brakes on to elude. Then eludes a hit from Rempe, who breaks his stick in the attempt. He hasn't been nearly as noticeable as last year, has he? Played back down into the corner. Of course, when he plays at home, the place goes completely nuts.
Remember Steve Webb, the New York Islander?
Yeah,
similar.
He was a great homer. Ice call coming here against New York.
When the Leafs played the Islanders in the playoffs, I remember the ice time. He'd have 10 to 12 minutes at home.
Hit everything that moved.
And 2 to 3 minutes on the road.
On the road, yeah.
But, I mean, that's also smart coaching now. Is Peter Laviolette, the Islander coach then?
Well, the other option, of course, you get to know when you're putting them on and who you're putting them on against, right? So
absolutely. And
here, when he went on, the big boys arrived on the scene, and you didn't want him on the ice with the skill guys. Domi. Centering pass, back to the point. Ekman Larsson doesn't shoot it. Gets it into Nylander along the near boards. A pass across for Ekman Larsson. In front for Riley! Oh, what a save. Rebound! Another save made by Shesterkin. He has come up large here in this third period. 28 shots for the Maple Leafs now. And looking for the equalizer.
Boy, I tell you, there's so many things you could say you like about the Leafs and some of the additions in the early going. For me, Oliver Ekman-Larsson is really one of them. Maybe because Tanev came with the expectation that he is fulfilled, shot blocking, stay at home. But Ekman-Larsson, I mean, what a great feed to the middle of the ice to Morgan Riley.
Shot down the ice again by New York, and an icing call coming here. And with 8.5 minutes to go now, face-off coming back in the New York zone.
As the Matthews line with the offensive zone face-off back over the boards here. Brief huddle just inside the blue line. Marner and Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Draw won by Toronto, but the Rangers send it down the ice, scooped away into the corner by Stollers. And Riley will play it into an empty corner, and his defense partner couldn't get there. Ekman-Larsson. Now the Rangers getting it back to the point. A shot blocked. Nyes gets it out. The Ranger defenseman had broken a stick and then couldn't get one from the bench. But it's going to be cleared by New York, and they'll get a change going. Marner just escapes the zone. Now comes back in. Marner being held on to, and Nyes gets it back to the point. Benoit with a shot. Rebound in front. Backhand. Big save off the stick of Matthews. Another shot from the blue line. Nyes trying to get a whack at it. Marner into Matthews. Matthews shooting. Block gets it again. Tripped up and a penalty coming.
Something bound was good to happen.
Now, here's a question. Here's my question. The Ranger player lost his stick. It was on the ice. Matthews stepped on it and fell. Is that still tripping?
It is now. And by the way, it's something good was bound to happen.
And you said?
Might have autocorrect screwed it up or something down, but a couple of great opportunities by Austin Matthews. And here, I mean, you know what? He does swing the stick. Matthews steps on it, and Trooper right away looked over his shoulder thinking, I think I'm going to pay for this. But it was great pressure by the Leafs.
Power play brought to you by Enbridge Sustain. With smart flow heating and cooling systems that's always thinking about you, you can just think about the player's sweet flow. Draw to the right of Shesterkin. Third power play of the game for the Maple Leafs. Tavares is going to be waved out. Matthews will move from his blue line position to take the draw, replaced there by Tavares. Matthews scrums the draw. It goes into the gates, and then it is cleared by New York to center ice.
Trouba 2 for tripping in 12:25.
Ekman Larson dropping for Matthews. Coming through center with Nylander to the line and in. Off on the wing for Tavares. Back into the slot out of the reach of Marner. Marner goes into the corner to regain possession and takes it around back of the net. Centering for Tavares. He got a shot away, but it was blocked before it reached Shesterkin. Ekman Larson back in his own zone. Ollie gets it ahead for Matthews and onto the wing to Tavares. Tavares cuts to the middle and then had it knocked off his stick and down the ice. Out of the goal comes Stollers to get it ahead. Tavares quickly back in. Here's a chance for Nylander, dropping it back out of the reach of Ekman Larson. Stollers is going to go all the way out of the goal, and he'll give it to Ekman Larson.
Number 1 unit back over the boards, and the number 2 unit comes out.
6.5 minutes to play. 55 seconds left in the power play. Max Domi to the line and in. Tried to make a pass onto the wing. It was deflected. Rangers take advantage. Shoot it down the ice. Here's Riley with it again. This time he's going to drop, and out comes Robertson. Nicky Robertson coming to center. Mishandled the puck. Now he has to shoot it in. Shesterkin couldn't trap it. It comes right in front of the net. Oh, and a chance there for Nylander, and that was stopped. Now is Domi back of the net for Nyes, coming out in front, and he rolled it wide. Robertson, far side holds, still with it, down into the corner, gets it back again. To the point to Riley. Riley holding with a dozen seconds, and a shot by Robertson went wide. Domi down the boards, in back of the net. Nyes pried it free, but it's going to be whistled around the wall by Miller, and down the ice it goes, and that'll do it for the power play. 5.5 minutes to play. The Leafs need a goal. Poked away by New York. Brought in over the line by Edstrom and into the corner. He had it knocked away. Leafs with it now with a alley-oop pass intercepted in front. Oh, and it was shot just wide by Edstrom, who was gifted with that giveaway in front. Round the boards near side. Back to the point, kept in by Ruedel. Got it around back of the net, far corner for Kakko. This line hasn't seen a lot of action in the offensive zone. Ruedel down the right wing, trying to get a shot. Knocked down on the play was Stollers, who's now lost his goal stick. Hedl trying to work it free. A pass comes back now in front of the goal. Trying to help out his goaltender there was McCabe, and the Leafs finally get it out, and it's launched high into the zone by Ryan Reeves.
Actually had an opportunity for a 2-on-1 there, but that was at the end of a very long shift.
Panarin gets it in on the right side. Trocheck Sends it around the boards. Cut off there by the Leafs. Chipped ahead and out comes Nyes down the right wing. Nyes shoots it in from center. Out of the net, Shesterkin. Shesterkin playing it back into the corner for Trouba. Trouba gets it up on the wing, and Lafreniere will get it to center. Trocheck across the line, and the pass came back outside the blue line, brought in offside by Artemi Panarin. A break with 4:03 to go, and the Leafs need a goal to tie this hockey game. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
To win your fantasy football league, you need to be one step ahead of the competition. And at SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, we're giving you the edge you need to take home the trophy.
There are no tight ends that you can count.
Hey, hockey fans. It is time for the best part of the night on these streams. It's time for you to let us know where you're watching from and hanging out with us here for this Toronto Maple Leafs game. Let us know the city and province, city and state if you're in the United States, or if you're international, put that flag emoji out there and let's see how far out the reach of Leafs Nation here on TSI is. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share this link out, and don't forget to let us know where you're watching from in the chat. Thank you all. It's so cool to see all of us Leafs fans from around the world getting together right here on your to enjoy the game. Back to the Hockey Night in Canada matchup. Go Leafs, go!
I've always had the great ability to play with great players.
I think my style of play complements the top dogs, as you will, like kind of go to those harder areas in the corner in front of the net and kind of create space for them and get them the puck and, you know, help them create offense off of that. So kind of found a little niche with that.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Radio Network.
Leafs trail 2-1. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the third period. Well, the Leafs looking to catch some lightning in a jar. Austin Matthews getting the Leafs on the board at 3:40 of the period.
Leafs out shooting the Rangers 14-7 here in the third.
Pass deflected off the stick of McMahon into the offensive zone. Schneider there to play it up on the wing. Kreider can't get it out. Good backup there by Nylander, and his wrist shot got through, but Shesterkin was able to make the save. Played around the boards, and Ekman-Larsson sends it to the net. That's blocked. Another pass in front of the goal. Nylander! Off the glove behind Shesterkin, but wide of the post. Oh, what a chance that was.
Played by Ekman-Larsson.
Rangers trying to get it out, and they do, but Domi is back there filling in for Ekman-Larsson. 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Stallers glancing at the bench. Brought to center, and in it comes off Lorenz. Down out, hustling after it there was David Kampf. Pinching is Riley. Against the boards, got some assistance from Pontus Holmberg, but the Rangers have gotten it free and got it out into the center ice area and in over the line. Here's a chance now for Lafreniere. He'll backpedal it along the boards. Good hit by Lorenz to stop up, and then a shot from a sharp angle was stopped there by Stallers. Rangers killing time off here as they maintain possession in the offensive zone. Fox back to Lafreniere. Back to Fox. Fox holding, got a shot away. That was blocked. And the Leafs come away with the loose puck, but are in need of a change. It's flipped to the line, but not in. And now the Leafs trying to work back. Here's Panarin. Pass in front of the goal, just out of the reach of Lafreniere. Riley taking his time because his forwards are changing.
Look for Stallers as we get to the 2-minute mark of the third to head of the Leaf bench.
He's edging out of the crease now. Played up to the boards, not out. Marner sends it to the net. That's blocked. He's right at the half marks and now has to retreat because the Rangers have gotten the puck to center. Played into the slot, a backhand, and it's a good thing he did. He made the save, and a face-off coming in the Toronto zone with 1:51 to play.
Stallers with a little hack on Schneider, who was doing a flyby after he had covered up. But before that, Igor Shesterkin, I mean, I think this is a guess. I think he gives Willie Nylander the glove side and then cheats. And it went right off, I believe, the inside of the pad of Shesterkin, through his legs and out the short side.
Face off to the right in the Leaf end. Draw one, but a shot taken by the Rangers off the face-off. Went wide of the goal. Kreider can't come up with it. Marner trying to free it up. Now tries to skate it around back of his goal, then gave the puck away as he reversed it, but then it's stolen back. Here comes Willie, and there goes Stallers towards the bench. It comes in over the line, and in comes Willie with a shot. Blocking save, rebound! Knocked out of the air by Matthews, and it went just wide. Cleared wide of the empty net, missed it by 6 inches.
Boy, Willie Nylander rifles it coming off the right wing side. I don't know whether it was Matthews or if Matthews slashes the glove of the defenseman that tried to glove the puck down. But either way, it just skips wide of the empty cage. And Craig Berube now will take the timeout. This might have been the defenseman, Joe, that tried to glove it down. Matthews took a swipe at it. Yeah, it was almost at the same time. They got to the puck, but for Smith, the defenseman,
I think it would have been a high stick, too.
Or it would have been in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it may not have counted. And then it would have been interesting if Matthews does get it with the high stick, and then goes off the glove and goes in, then you've got the break of the game on your stick. 1:20 to go, though. And the Leafs with a 17-9 shot edge here in the third period, 34-27 overall. And like I said, whether they can complete the comeback here or not, you've got to love the response here in the third period.
Tavares, Domi, Ekman Larson, Matthews, Marner, and Nylander are the 6 out there. And the Rangers, trying to make a last-second adjustment, are going to be told, nay. Well, maybe not quite that way. But. And so Riley Smith has to come back into the zone. Face off to the right is Shesterkin. Here we go, minute 20 to play. Puck is dropped, and it is Tavares winning the draw to Nylander on the near half boards. Nylander looks in front, still with it. Now center's in front, but it bounced over the stick of Tavares. Rangers get it to center, looking at the empty net, but backhanded around back of the goal. One of the New Yorkers is down there, but it's cleared back into the slot. Kreider looking for a shot, scores.
John Tavares won the draw, but Willie Nylander trying to force it through the middle. Had it picked off. The Leafs never do recover. And with the fraction of less than a minute to go here in regulation time, the Rangers have restored their 2-goal lead.
They certainly had their chances. And Igor Shesterkin demonstrates to everybody, I guess, why he thinks he's worth that kind of dough. And he might
I tell
be right.
You know what? There have been teams that have had incredible stretches with A-plus goaltending. And when you go from Mike Richter to Henrik Lundqvist, Igor Shesterkin, that's a pretty good run.
Yes, it sure is.
Throw John Van Beesbrook in there as well. I guess from another side, you look at Tim Thomas, the Tuukka Rask, and now Jeremy Swayman in Boston.
Well, you better add Ullmark in there, I guess, too, right?
But I also think when you look at it, you're going, those are teams that have played exceptionally well defensively, too. They're pretty good systems for goaltenders, and that's not taking away. But you see, Jonathan Quick leaves Los Angeles, and pretty tough to replace that kind of goaltender.
A shot by Domi was blockered away there by Shesterkin. Chip to the line and out. And it rolls down into the Toronto zone. The net is empty again. Leafs trying to really pull lightning out of the jar here. And a half minute left to go in the third period. Tavares leaves for Riley. Riley comes to the red line and is going to shoot it in and around the board. Shesterkin slowed it up. Cleared back into the near corner. Leafs will get it along the boards, but it's pushed out ahead. Panarin's behind everyone and is going to get a gift. So Panarin scores into the empty net, and a lopsided 4-1 score is not going to reflect the kind of hockey game we had here tonight.
Right down to the end. But Panarin, he was maybe left the zone a little earlier. By the way, we haven't seen Pat Hickey in a long time. Hitch, as he was known.
Exactly.
But he was nice enough to pop up and join us here in the booth.
Yes, he was. Shot out and down the ice. Final seconds ticking down, and the game is over.
He did play for both the New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Total recall Riley that I am.
Yes.
Yes.
And it took us, and we talked about it, because we're startled, sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't seen Pat Hickey in a while. I looked, I said, who is that?
Yeah.
At any rate, the who is that is Igor Shesterkin. And we will have the 3-star selection. And the 3 stars, as I get up the information here from Armin, are brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance that's really big on care.
Well, I think we're going to go. Anthony Stolar as a star number 3 was outstanding for the Leafs. Faced 27 shots, stopped 25 of them, gave them the opportunity. I'm going to slide Chris Kreider in. Does have the empty net goal, but 2 goals on the night for Kreider. Gives him 5 in the season, and star number 1 is pretty easy to do, even if it's your first ever hockey game. And that is Igor Shesterkin, who was brilliant, stopping the 34 of 35. And the Leafs, especially in the third period, I thought the Leafs got better offensively as the game went on. But in the third period, outshoot the New York Rangers by a count of 18-11. And could only solve them for 1. And ends up leading the Rangers to a 4-1 win.
The issue was the Leafs had some really good chances in the first period and in the second. Max Domi deciding not to shoot, a couple of shots that went wide that really could have dictated the tempo of the game as well, and it ended up being a big benefit to the New York Rangers.
Well, and I think the other part of it is when, even though Austin Matthews does have the goal in the third period, this is where you need the power play to come through. One power play goal makes the difference in this game. And, we saw that in the opener against Montreal. They lose 1-0. Power play goal. The Leafs get nothing on the other side. So they got a couple against the Pittsburgh Penguins in a lopsided win. But this is really where you need your top guys to come through in these tight 1-goal games. And as we know, when you get into the postseason, that's why special teams are so important, because you get so many of these tight games that are decided by simple moments at certain times.
So we will be back with you on Monday when the Tampa Bay Lightning, without Steven Stamkos, come a-calling.
That's going to be weird, isn't it?
Yeah, 7:30 start. We'll have it for you, and we'll ship it off to Eilish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert for the post-game show. The Leafs losers 4-1 to the New York Rangers on this evening. You've been listening to Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
When news breaks in fantasy football,
Devontae Adams going to the Jets, baby!
Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place to turn for instant analysis.
What's up, hockey fans? What a game we had tonight. Please hang out with us a little bit longer. I'm going to let the post-game run, as always. That's what we do here at Toronto Sports Insider. We hang out during the game, and then we hang out during the post-game as well, so we can stay up to date on our buds. and the sports action that we're watching. Thank you so much again for being here. We'll see you guys during the next stream. Cheers, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.
People that are with me rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want guys to put good power play units on, don't take penalties. You don't want good power play units to score goals when you've given up a whole bunch, kill them. You don't like it, do something about it. If you want to reward your guys who had a good game with a chance to get some more goals and points, do it. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Michael Bunting of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You've always had the great ability to play with great players.
I think my style of play complements the top dogs, as you will, like kind of go to those harder areas in the corner in front of the net and kind of create space for them and get them the puck and, help them create offense off of that. So kind of found a little niche with that.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore.
Kucherov making that jump last year. What do you see in the net?
The kid wants it. That's the first thing. Is he going to be the guy that we're looking at this year to get after it and take a bigger role? Maybe. But we still got Freddie in here, and I think he's got something to prove. So I think we're going to have a good battle in the net.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. From in the crease to in the locker room.
Flyers defenseman Travis Sanheim.
Is it a rebuild type thing? Is it definitely a playoff team in your mind?
I think last season, I don't know if anyone in our room was saying rebuild. We thought that we could surprise some teams, and I think we did that. A lot of guys that are coming back, and then obviously adding Meat Scott's going to be huge. So, we're looking forward to getting started and seeing if we can build off of last season.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
Radio Network, as you just heard from Jim and Joe. It's a 4-1 loss for the Maple Leafs tonight at Scotiabank Arena to the New York Rangers. Justin.
Yeah, it was Igor Shesterkin's night, I think. He's
going to make a lot of money.
Again, and he's going to be worth every penny, and it's going to be like a great party when they sign that, despite not wanting to necessarily give him the world. They probably should, because he is different than everybody else.
Yeah.
He is pretty clearly the best goaltender, I think, in the world, and he was great tonight. But again, the Maple Leafs weren't that good. The Rangers were probably better and had the better goaltender. That's a pretty good formula for getting yourself a W. So it wasn't the Leafs' night. They weren't great. We'll be able to bounce back with a busy schedule next week.
Yeah, busy schedule next week. Our next game is Tuesday night against the Columbus Blue Jackets on the road. I will say the Leafs had a little bit of a push there in that third. It was good to see at least Matthews get on the scoreboard, kind of willing the team to get back into it, end up with 35 shots. But yeah, not the prettiest from start to finish. Before we send into Leafs Talk, we'll take one more look at the NHL scoreboard, which is presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca. Justin.
Alrighty, Senators 5-4 over the Lightning this afternoon. Red Wings got a 5-2 victory over the Predators, and the Stars this afternoon 4-1 over the Oilers. Panthers beat the Golden Knights 4-3 in overtime. The Wild got a 3-1 victory over the Blue Jackets. It's currently 3-3 in overtime. Canadians and Islanders 4-3. The Blues are up late on the Hurricanes. Canucks up 3-0 on the Flyers. Third period, it's 5-5 in overtime, Capitals and Devils. So a barn burner there. Sabres up 3-2 on the Blackhawks. End of two. It's scoreless early between the Bruins and Utah. And still to come tonight, Flames and Kraken. I'll be rushing home to get in front of that TV set.
Yeah, your Flames, eh?
My Flames.
Red Hot Flames.
Flames
It
Island.
is 2-0 for the Guardians in the bottom of the fifth over the New York Yankees. I'm throwing that one in there. A couple Canadians making things happen.
Okay.
The Naylor brothers. All right. It's enough of us. We'll send it over to Leafs Talk with JD Bunkus and Sam McKee. You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs talk. JD Bunkus, Sam McKee, Sammy. That was a fun game. Honestly, like Leafs lose to Rangers. A lot of chances for the Leafs. Shesterkin looks awesome. What's the story of the game for you?
Yeah, I don't know what necessarily the story. I think it's pretty obvious. I think Shesterkin is extremely good. I think that's an easy way to say what the story of the game is. But I, like you, thought this was a fantastic hockey game. I thought it was two really good teams with a lot of really good players playing at an extremely high level. I thought the Leafs stars were, for the most part, brilliant in this game. I just really, really enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought it was an excellent hockey game. So yeah, I agree with that. I got a few, thoughts and nitpicks clearly, but ultimately,
we'll get to those.
But ultimately, I thought both teams played really well, and that these teams are contenders in the NHL. Both these teams are really good.
This felt very different from the games you've seen the Leafs play so far this season.
Yep.
Right? Like they clearly went up a notch, and you could be like, oh, well, they lost. And they lost in a game where the best guy on the ice was the goaltender. It's funny. The Leafs have had so many games where they'll fire like 40 shots on some bum goalie, and they'll be like, oh, of course they got goalied by some horrible guy, some no-name, some off-brand goaltender. But these were actual dangerous shots. Like, what did the Leafs finish with? 30? Did they finish with 30 shots tonight? But they were quality 30 shots. There was a lot of dangerous opportunities for this team, and Shesterkin was just nasty. And so to me, the story of the game, actually, other than Shesterkin from like the Leafs standpoint, was that it's pretty clear that John Tavares is no longer the second line centerman for the Leafs. That the second line centerman is Max Domi. And if you take away power play opportunities, John Tavares finished with 0 shots, 5-on-5 tonight. His line was pretty much the only non-noticeable group, I would say.
Yeah.
Out of all the star forwards tonight, by comparison, Matthews finished with 9 shots tonight. Nylander was buzzing with 8 shots tonight. Those guys, normally you get that many high-quality opportunities from those two players, and you're going to win a hockey game. I thought Marner was buzzing. I thought Domi was up and down for moments, like obviously a really critical penalty in the second period, a bad one, a post that he hits. But it just felt like Tavares was the missing guy and in a complete world apart from those other dudes. And if you just look at the ice time breakdown, the responsibility breakdown, the fact that the new second line with Nylander started the second period, I just think that the new pecking order has become very clear for the Toronto Maple Leafs in a game like tonight against a good opponent.
Yeah, there's another takeaway I have from Shesterkin is that I'm glad that there's no Russia in the Four Nations face-off. I'm glad they are not one of the nations because that guy is a nightmare fuel. He is
you could put a really bad team in front of him.
Yes, like the Rangers are a very good team, but he takes them from very good to true cup contender because he can do this to any team in the league. And some of the saves he made tonight, particularly that one on Nylander right at the end of the game where, you're writing home to mama about that one. When he's cocking, he's cocking it back. He's in between the hash marks and he tries to do the new low glove thing. Shesterkin reads it, robs him. Like he was just brilliant. Like it was a really, really, I'm not a goalie guy. I don't really get a lot of excitement. Beautiful. I don't get a lot of excitement out of goalies, but tonight really was a pleasure to watch one of the true elite players in the NHL. And and to your point about Tavares, this is not heading in the right direction here. I think the start of the year, a lot of years you talk with Tavares, the conversation is, holy crap, this guy's shot out of a cannon. Holy crap, he's been working in the offseason. Man, he's really skating fast. And it really feels like I feel like we've had this conversation multiple times to start the last few seasons. And it kind of starts to wear down as the season goes on. And I feel like we haven't had one of those conversations. I feel like it's just he started slow. He's obviously got a couple talks. He got the nice one against New Jersey. He scored on the power play in a 6-2 game against the Kings. But man, tonight it was really glaring. In a game with a lot of great players, with a lot of speed and a lot of pace, he jumped out to me as really slow and fumbling the puck and a step behind. So you hope it's just an off night and guys can have off nights, but it just hasn't looked great for him. He jumped out to me.
I'll play devil's advocate to this though.
Yeah.
Like my point is not more so about Tavares being terrible.
I don't think he's terrible.
I know, but this is not so much from my side of things like a critique of Tavares. Do I think that he had a good game? No. Do I think the conversation around him is a little bit different if, again, Shesterkin doesn't make a gorgeous glove save in the second period during the power play where Tavares gets absolutely robbed trying to go glove high?
Save. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was one of Shesterkin's best ones of the game. Tavares 5-on-5 didn't really have an impact. I would say that from a line mate standpoint, he's not he didn't really get a lot from the guys that he was playing with this evening, I would say. Like, that's kind of fair, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have chemistry with Nylander, though, so you can't put him on the second line. Like, look how much better Domi looks with Nylander than Tavares has. Yep. Like, maybe ever. Yeah. And that second line, again, I got to keep saying that it's the Nylander line when I'm referencing them now, because I think most people,
second line.
Yeah, I know, but even for me, I'm kind of, maybe I'm just doing it for me, okay? I'm just doing it for me. I don't recall too many times throughout their tenure together where those guys looked as good as showed the highs and the high danger chances at this rate that we saw from Domi and Nylander tonight.
Yeah.
Just two guys with an immense amount of patience who are, just both really heads up players and create for one another. And that was kind of the story for me tonight. Again, there's going to be lows with them defensively, right?
Yeah.
They give up a goal after what I think was some overpassing by the two of them. Where
you think?
Yeah, they tried to get a little cute with one another.
That's putting it nicely, pal.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it's never going to be perfect. Like,
no.
But to me, Max Domi has been one of the biggest positive stories of the Leafs season so far. Like, a guy that started in complete opposite the way that he did a year ago, where he couldn't buy one.
Yeah.
And Tavares just doesn't look like a part of that group. But Tavares was never fast. I'm going on way too long here.
No.
I think he's just going to be a guy that you're going to judge him based on still the hands. He'll still pop for 25 goals this year. He'll get his power play goals. But yeah, he's just clearly not one of the big boys anymore.
No, it's changed. His role in this team, you've watched it change like over these 3 games, I feel like, or 4 games, sorry, that he's played in, because he missed one with the illness.
Yep.
I just think it's going to be a different year for Tavares. He's already had the captaincy taken off of him. And, while we're piling on here, I thought one of the big moments in the game was the power play. The Leafs had so much momentum in that third period. And they were buzzing. They were getting all these chances. Shesterkin makes a couple great saves. Matthews has one of the best shifts I've ever seen him have. The puck's in the zone. He's dancing around everybody. The puck's on a string. Somebody hauls him down in the corner. I'm not sure who it was. The Ranger hauls him down. And you're like, here you go, power play. This is a chance.
Except for, what did you text me?
Well, yes. I texted you that this is a perfect opportunity for the power play to disappoint. And boy. I'm quite smart when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I have a PhD in this version of the Leafs team, and boy, did they disappoint. And what happens on that power play? The Leafs finally gain the zone, and they're snapping it around, and the puck lands on Tavares' stick, and it's an absolute muffin. It goes out the other way. They don't get another chance on that power play. And
it was just like a good pass, though.
No, that the one in the end of the game.
Only shot they get one shot from Tavares, and that was and then there was another opportunity with the second unit late.
Yes,
I thought
there was like the empty net play was. I thought it was a risky pass that did hit him in the stick, and it fumbles, and it ends up goes down, and they go in and get an empty netter. But whatever. I just thought that was a microcosm for Tavares' game and for that power play, and it's the exact opportunity where the Lightning get a chance, the Oilers get a chance, the Dallas Stars get a chance with their lethal power play, and they make good on it. And the Leafs don't even have a good zone time. They don't make a good play. They don't get any chances. Nyes makes a breathtaking play from behind the net where he brings his behind out, takes it to the front of the net, just misses on the far side. That's the only real chance. It's just such a killer, and it's poison at this point. Leafs talk, like, what's worse, ref talk or brutal power play talk? But it's a killer. It's just an absolute killer. You don't even get any momentum on it if you don't get any good chances. It's brutal, man.
Yeah, no, that one was tough. I was actually thinking as you said that too, and I wasn't thinking this as I was watching the game, but if they're like, there's obviously cases to keep Tavares on the power play. And again, one of the best chances, if not the best chance they had on the power play all night, was him in the slot, wrister, glove save by Shesterkin. He wins faceoffs. Like, there's a case, but do you ever feel like that Tavares shovel in the front of the net where he'll just be like, my time, and then he'll just shovel it right into a goalie's chest or into their pads? I never feel like that's a really dangerous play. And I would kind of be curious what Nyes would look like as the net front guy instead of Tavares. I don't think that they'll do it right away.
If you'll take a peruse over to my X account, you will see that I sent a tweet saying that exact same thing, that it's time to get Nyes on the top unit. Like, what are we doing here? He's clearly one of the team's best players. He's outside of the pecking order, outside the obvious guys. He's right there. And he has the skill set where he's got good enough hands. He's got, the body to go to the front of the net. He can whack away in front of the net. He can finish in front of the net. Like, it's just a very obvious situation where a new coach doesn't want to completely strip the old captain on all his stuff away. But like, when push comes to shove, when the games really start to mean something, you got to seriously consider that.
Well, and also, from GM standpoint, conspiracy corner.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to make him too much money, eh? Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're telling him, like, Nyes looks good.
Oh, he's funny. Like, he's that line on the top line. It's like, this is going to be the best line in the NHL for most of the year. And he's playing on it.
There is going to be a case. I think a strong case eventually against Tree Living for not having signed Matthew Nyes earlier.
For sure.
Like, this guy gave Joe Wool a contract extension ahead of being an RFA. And
how's that going?
It's like it's going. I like how the Wall report is he's not that hurt, and we're like, very nice.
Good. Berube's like, he's making progress again. He's still making progress.
And it's like they're being super cautious with them. It's like that's what you do with Band-Aids, by the way. Yes. And the Leafs are like, he's not a Band-Aid. It's like, so why are you being uber cautious with him then? Anyway, they probably should have signed Nyes, man. He was going to get a season with these guys. He looks the entire part. I gotta take a Nyes take for you as well, which is, I think that players look frustrated playing against him. Like, he's just a handful. He just looks annoying to try and handle. There was a moment in this game that is maybe my
Miller
favorite.
Play.
What?
The Miller play? The Keandre Miller? Oh my God.
Line him up for a hit.
Yeah.
Do you know Keandre Miller's 6'5", 200 pounds, right?
Yeah, he's massive.
And I don't think we have that because I don't think I asked for the clip, but he has him lined up along the boards, has a stride, tries to hit Matthew Nyes, and ends up on the ice. And Nyes is just kind of there like, what was that?
Who was that?
What was going on there?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to pick on someone. I'm just saying, like, if that's Nick, for example, like, we might be bringing the stretcher out. We might be going like, oh my God, this is one of the uglier plays of the season because Keandre Miller had him lined up. Nyes is just a force, dude. And even on the goal tonight, it's him in front of the net battling, and guys just look annoyed with him. He's been drawing some penalties because I think guys are using their sticks too much because they can't use the body against him.
Yeah.
He's just,
and
he's out of all the most enjoyable things. Like, Matthews was clearly their best player tonight. He was unbelievable. Again, 9 shots. Nylander was damn close. He was just creating and buzzing everywhere. Marner made some great plays, but Nyes right now to me is just, every time he's on the ice, I'm just enjoying just about everything about him.
Yeah, that Matthews goal is just, that's almost like gave me like Joel Embiid in the paint vibes, where it's just like, it's just too big. Like, Fox tries to get him along the end boards and he just squirms away from him and just takes to the front of the net, hook shot, power move right in the middle.
You know
of
what that reminded me of?
What?
Oh, when I was in my prime NHL 2K.
Oh, yeah. Big time 2K goal for sure.
That's the ultimate 2K goal.
It is. It really is.
That is, how many of us, who among us hasn't scored
actually
a billion?
A carbon copy of like the cheat goal in every NHL hockey game.
That's what I'm saying. That's the ultimate cheap. Great,
nice goal, way to go.
You score every time that way. Do you even have fun scoring like that? That's one of those goals.
It's true.
I loved it.
Yeah, but no, you're
I got
right.
flashbacks. I had the sticks. I was watching that. I had the sticks back in my hand. I was like,
I do get a craving like once every 3 months to game. But it's just like, I can't spend $1,000 to get an Xbox for once every 3 months. It's like, I'd like to one game a year of FIFA. I'm like, I'd love to do that, but it just never comes anymore.
I get that. I get that with my buddy Spoons, where he has FIFA. He buys all new games. We get to sit down and we just get to play some one-on-one FIFA. But I could never jump back on the sticks because I'd be online and some 12-year-old would be just ravaging me. And I'd be screaming, I used to be good at this game, I swear. And they'd be like, no, you're terrible. It would just be horrible. And then I'd be sitting there with thousands of dollars of machinery that I
wasted this. It's a dustpan now. But no, you're right.
We're of the age where it's like, and we're of the age and care of video games where it's play with your buddy or never at all.
Never.
Like,
it's over. But you're right. Nyes made a great play to create havoc in front of the net there. Matthews takes advantage. So just to finish on Nyes, he's like, that's the one. Like, everyone talks about the Marner contract. I'm like, are we sure that's the one we should be worrying about here? Like, Nyes is getting more expensive with every passing game here. Like he really, really is starting to look like a dynamic NHLer to me. So that's a little bit of a concern, but it's fun to watch him.
So I read Kipper's article the other day on the Marner contract.
Yeah. He's gone.
And it's actually been so quiet because I think most of us have accepted what I think about all the time, which is how much can the number really change?
Yeah.
And if Marner gets to the end of the season and goes, I want the world plus, and doesn't decide to take some form of a haircut, you tell him to shove and he leaves.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think it's like as complicated as everybody seems to be making out. It doesn't feel like the Nylander one where Nylander's number, like genuinely, he went up a level last year.
Yeah.
And we were all like, oh crap, this guy actually is going to get paid a ton. Might as well take care of this now. No reason to actually take the risk of letting him go to the offseason and go to Chicago. Whereas Marner's just feels more cut and dry. Nye's number, I'm going to be pretty curious about.
Yeah.
Like, this guy looks like a bona fide stud, and the fancy stat numbers of him on that line at the end of the year with the sample are going to be outrageous. Anyways, anything else major for you or ready for rapid fire?
I don't know if this is rapid fire or not, but our Chris Tanev lives flash before our eyes.
Oh yeah, I have that there.
Okay, is that a rapid fire? Is that a big
two?
Yeah. Okay.
Stolars and Tanev. There were both two moments in the game where I was just like, season's over.
Like it's really, really scary how much I depend on Chris Tanev. Just like me as a fan. Like I watch the games. I'm like, I need him there. How did I live my entire fandom without Chris Tanev on the Leafs? This guy's so solid. And I don't know if this is the one I've been thinking about watching the games, and I'm not sure if I'm fully ready to go with it, but he really has changed Riley. Like Riley is almost like not noticeable, but way less involved offensively than he has been. And I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing, but playing alongside Tanev has already changed the way Riley's playing.
And I thought Riley had some jump in the offensive zone tonight.
Yeah, he's already got a goal. He scored the one off the high tip the last game. Like he's got some jump.
Yeah.
But like it's clear that Tanev has had a real defensive influence on Morgan Riley. So
I agree.
Really loved what I saw from Tanev again tonight, and that was scary. Hated that. And yeah, the Stolars one was weird. What happened there? Did he go full Samsonov on us? Was that a faker? Was that a faker situation? What happened?
You're the worst guy ever. Like any goalie is hurt for a second, and you're like, what a faker. It's like
he would look like he couldn't get up.
Yeah, it looked like he got jammed with a stick and it hurt his knee. And then he probably had a moment where he was like, oh my God, I've got 2 reconstructed knees.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared. He felt a tinge or a twinge or whatever you want to call it. And then, he turns out to be fine. He's playing through it. He's tough. I don't think that's you only get faker status to me if you're like Samsonov, where it's every other night where you've got one.
Yeah, it was.
You don't get to get labeled with faker because
I said I had Samsonov flashbacks. Buddy.
Yeah,
I didn't say I would never put my sweet boy Stolars in the same conversation with Samsonov. Come on, buddy. Come on. What do you think I am here?
I will say like both guys did make me have the same feeling though, where I went, oh my God, you can't lose either of them. Yeah. Tanev's one just looked like, maybe he broke his
nerve,
foot.
But no, it hit him in that weird knee spot where like Tavares has been got by that. Like it hit that weird knee spot on top where the leg kind of goes numb here and there. So anyways, he was
weird knee spot.
It's there's a weird knee spot.
I know, but I'm
we
just
got
saying
a doctor that listens to this show.
Like a puck hits you in the knee and it doesn't just turn it into
it's like a nerve spot. There's like anyways, I'm not a doctor. Okay. But there's a spot that you can get hit on the knee and it goes numb. Yeah.
I got to say though, too, with Tanev, what a warrior that when he wore that and he needed a little help, moving and he was down, but his face was one of like annoyance more than, oh my God, I'm in so much pain.
Yeah. Well, he's such like, I think that guy must have the best pain tolerance in the league. Cause you're right. He was just like, not again.
No,
I don't want to get up the ice.
Like a reaction of it. Like he just ate it and then just
tough
move along and just annoyed by it. The Stolars one though, I went, he already feels so important. And maybe Wool is on the precipice of coming back. And I think we're probably all feeling a little too down on Wool right now just because of the way he finished and started. But
stock down.
Couldn't have that injury either. But no, I had that in the rapid fire.
What about is no Reeves Rempe rapid fire? Or is that a bigger
100%? 100%. I'm disappointed. I'm sad. I wanted
Me too, man. I was really excited. Why did they both play then?
Well, at the beginning of the game, both guys I thought were kind of running around too.
And me too. They were both horned up, but they were ready to rock. Like I actually thought both of them had like noticeable good hockey games.
Yeah.
Where like Reeves was in the offensive zone, bumped a couple guys off the pucks, kept cycles going a few times, doing what you want Ryan Reeves to do. And I thought Rempe, I think he got hemmed in one time against the fourth line, but he like carried the puck a few times, went to the front of the net. Like both of them, I thought they both thought they were hockey players tonight, I guess. So they were just like, we don't need to fight. We don't need to fight. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings up in the press box. We don't want to hurt anybody, get all bent out of shape seeing two grown men fight on an ice rink. That'd be horrible. But it really sucked that they didn't go. I wanted it so bad. When I saw Luke Fox's tweet this morning that he was playing, I was like, yes, let's go. Rempe Reeves round 2. We just didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know, when we were kids, we just always got to fight. Like no matter what, like if the two guys that were supposed to fight were going to fight, we always got it. And I was just expecting to get it and we didn't get it. It's too bad.
So I think why it didn't happen again, because both guys were running around early.
Yeah.
Is that both teams were playing really well. And it was a little bit of a early measuring stick game where both teams with high expectations this year were just playing a very intense and intentional style of hockey, and that the game was never one way where it felt like one of the two teams needed a massive momentum swing. And I just didn't feel like either of the coaches wanted too much of it. They obviously didn't give either guys the tap. They didn't have an opportunity really where there was like a clear-cut big hit, big play that needed an answer for. Like
no flashpoint moment where it was
that's
like,
what I mean. There was just
time for the gloves.
The biggest like flashpoint moment, as you say, was like I said, the early in the period where it was just the first period where Reeves was running around trying to lay big hits. And I think Rempe had 3 hits in the first couple minutes. Like he was trying to do the same thing. And from that point forward, it was just the Leafs were kind of chasing the game, couldn't obviously take a penalty. It wasn't really happening like that because they were generating offense. The Rangers were holding on, just never materialized. But huge win for the Crybabies who love to do the same thing every single year.
Thank God we didn't have to watch that.
I know.
Thank God we got through it, guys. We got through that game. We didn't have to watch two super professional athletes have a fight in there. You know, that would have been awful. Would have hated that.
My favorite is there's one guy.
Oh yeah, is Rempe bigger than he was last year? Like taller? He's massive. Like he skated by Reeves. And I was like, maybe Reeves doesn't want that. Like, I know he's tough, but like Jesus, he's huge, man.
Well,
he's huge.
Rempe had all the fight. He had his first like real fight camp off season
with LaRock in Edmonton. Yeah.
LaRock is now the Akeem Olajuwon of hockey. Where you go,
LaRock is tough as nails, man.
You go to LaRock camp, and that's what you do. He teaches you the post moves, and he gets you going. And then you're gonna have a post game the following season because you went to LaRock camp. I got nothing else. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave 5 stars. Hit the thumbs up on the YouTube if you're watching it there. Leave a comment. We always appreciate those things. Try to read them. Luke didn't put anything in the
people must have been hate on the boys tonight. Eh?
I was gonna say, like
saving us.
Yeah, Luke, were you sparing our feelings? Was everybody in the chat horrific tonight? Like, what was that?
Quiet.
That was a shot at the chat by our boy Luke, who is just dumping him in there for the first couple of nights.
I wasn't modding today. Oh, hot seat for somebody was.
Oh, Luke. Oh, bad teammate threw somebody else on the bus. Who was the mod? Let us say the name. Let us see the name, Luke. Say who it was.
No,
wow. Oh yeah. Hey, maybe it was the other guy.
Fun.
Oh. I mean, that's not really the point. So yeah, nothing funny. All right, the personality hire has spoken, and he's decided that that's the creative direction of the show. Okay, so yeah, subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JD Buckus, at Sam McKee, and
big week coming up, bud. 4 games. Monday night against the Lightning, which I'm excited for. Then the second half of the back against Columbus. Berube revenge game, I think. Isn't it? The Blues coming into town.
I gotta tell you,
I think it's
for
Thursday.
us doing these games. This is probably a joke I should have saved for the actual Columbus game. But like when the Leafs have off nights and we crush them, I don't know if I can do that as much now that I try to do as many of these post games as possible, because like I don't know how I get up for the Columbus game. Back to back, I don't.
There's a couple of games we can get up for. Monday night Tampa, and then Saturday night at the TD Garden in Boston. So let's go. A couple good ones.
Really good one. Yeah, and then for quick plugs here, you and I both have Matt. You have Matt Sundin in studio this week. I have him over the phone. Yeah, it's very different.
I don't know. I gotta ask him for a pick, right?
I couldn't do it. I mean, I would do it though because I would make it seem like it was for the show. You could
I'll get all the boys. We'll get all the we'll get like me, Kipper,
yeah,
Barney,
that's what I mean. If you
and
do it under the guise of like, hey, we need this for socials, then that's good.
But I want to be like, and one just for me too.
Yeah, I feel you. Like that.
It's my hero.
Man, I'll admit this. Like people always ask me, hey, like, do you get nervous doing interviews? I'm like, no, man, I've been doing this too long now. And there's very few times where it'll happen. I remember I had a lot of nerves the first time I interviewed Wayne Gretzky because like, how could you not? You're like, but it's more nerves of don't screw up than like, oh my God, like that's the kind of feeling. But every time I speak to Mats, I feel like a little boy because it's like he was my childhood hero. And I'm just, I can't, I'm just not me. Any joke he makes.
Oh, you're like the media when a coach makes a joke. Then he turns into George Carlin.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, who's your favorite stand-up? I'm like, Matt Sundin. He's the funniest guy, man. He's so funny and so cool. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Let's get out of here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thank you, especially to those who subscribe and who do the things that we ask. We will see you Monday night.
Getting my Honda CR-V has opened the door to adventure. With Econ Mode to maximize fuel efficiency, I'm free to explore. And with tons of cargo space, it's easy to pack for getaways. My dog, camping gear. It's like I've discovered a wild, adventurous side of me. Whoop, Alice is excited too.
Lease the CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $99 weekly at 2.99% APR for 28 months with $2,000 down. Offer includes $1,500 lease bonus. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
There's a place where it's all happening. A place that's rebuilding its economy by connecting northern mines with southern manufacturing might. A place with over $44 billion in new investments in the first electric vehicle and battery plants in Canada, where more people are working today, taking home bigger paychecks. That place is Ontario. Learn more at ontario.ca/rebuilding our economy. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Oh, Maya. Maya. She loves being cool. 21 degrees is her favorite number. God, she's the coolest, especially at night. So I raised the temp at 10 p.m. because she gets chilly when she sleeps. Maya loves using less energy, and I love Maya. We're basically besties.
With SmartFlow from Enbridge Sustain, you won't have to think about your HVAC, but it will always be thinking of you. With smart controls and zero upfront costs. Visit EnbridgeSustainSmartFlow.com to learn more.
You've been listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM. Head over to SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, for the best hockey talk.
Close relationship, and I would talk to him a lot about coaching. Now I'm in Peterborough. He'd come and see me, and we developed sort of a minor league team for him because the guys that couldn't play for U of T right away, like Mike Polino, come out to play with me in Oshawa. And so we developed a relationship that way. But we talked a lot about hockey. He taught me more about hockey than anybody else. And then Roger and I have a relationship through Peterborough. We're getting now into sort of the technical part of video replay and how that. And then I got Scotty Bowman, the greatest ever. He hires me for the first time, probably saw a little bit of himself in me, and he's calling me in the middle of the night after every game. He drives home from Rochester, and at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm not exaggerating, sometimes an hour conversation in the middle of the night. Why did you put Bob Mongrain on the penalty killing at that time? Like, okay, Scotty. But he was just, and he would test me all the time, and I just give him a firm belief in what I thought was right. And he respected that. So it was interesting to, and then we became friends over the years. It was a real 3 guys that really influenced my career.
That was Iron Mike Keenan, former NHL head coach and author of Iron Mike, My Life Behind the Bench. He was in conversation with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for the Morning Skate on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. That's SiriusXM Channel 91.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 19th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 1 p.m., Ottawa Senators take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Senators on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 939, Lightning on Internet 945. 2 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Detroit Red Wings. Predators on XM 219, Internet 935, Red Wings on Internet 929. 4 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Edmonton Oilers. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 928, Oilers on Internet 930. 6 p.m., Florida Panthers face the Vegas Golden Knights. Panthers on XM 220, Internet 931, Knights on Internet 949. 7 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Flyers on XM 221, Internet 940, Canucks on Internet 948. 7 p.m., Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Minnesota Wild. Jackets on XM 222, Internet 927, Wild on Internet 933. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the New York Rangers. Leafs on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 946, Rangers on Internet 938. 7 p.m., St. Louis Blues take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Blues on XM 223, Internet 944, Hurricanes on Internet 924. 7 p.m., New Jersey Devils face the Washington Capitals. Devils on XM 219, Internet 936, Capitals on Internet 950. 7 p.m., New York Islanders take on the Montreal Canadiens. Islanders on XM 203, Internet 937, Canadiens on Internet 934. 8 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks face the Buffalo Sabres. Blackhawks on XM 201, Internet 925, Sabres on Internet 922. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club take on the Boston Bruins. Utah on XM 202, Internet 947, Bruins on Internet 921. 10 p.m., Seattle Kraken take on the Calgary Flames. Kraken on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 943, Flames on Internet 923. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 19th.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
Former NHL head coach Iron Mike Keenan came on the Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, and he was asked about the long Alexei Kovalev shift during his time in New York, and he shared his side of the story about the skilled offensive talent that was Kovalev.
The Alexei Kovalev shift. I've heard 7 minutes. I've heard 9 minutes. Hey, you stay out there. You kind of figure it out. Describe to us what went into that. How long was a shift? Certainly Kovalev was a talent, that's for sure, but he was a bit of an enigma.
Super talent.
Yes.
And talented people sometimes are elusive. And Alex, I try to explain to him, you're getting 20 minutes, and I don't want the shifts to be 1 minute, so you have 20 shifts. I'm going to give you 40 shifts at 30 seconds so you can build the intensity up. Understand? Yeah, I understand, Mike. Goes out there. Of course, it's a minute and a half. I said, now, Alex, the guy that's supposed to be playing behind you just missed his shift because now we're going to the next rotation. You're out there for 2 rotations. Okay, Michael. So, again, next thing, does it again. So I said, oh, my God. So I said, okay, guys, this time when he comes back to the bench, he's now going to overextend his shift. He's going to be a little tired. Don't open the doors. He comes over and I said, get out. He thinks I love him now. Get back out there, I said. So then he comes over again. And now I said, guys, he's going to want to climb into the bench because he's done. I said, when he comes over, puts his leg up, push him back out. And they pushed him. But now they are laughing on the bench. This is in New York City. Right during the game, back there. So Alex figures it out. He scores a goal in the middle of this shift.
Wow.
He gets himself a rest. Stays out there. Finishes the period. So I think it's about 9 minutes. I walk off the bench and said, Mess, explain it to him, will you, please? He said, I will. Don't worry. I'll look after it. So as a result, we fast forward now to the playoffs in Game 6, playing New Jersey. In the Jersey series, I double shifted him. When he had to come back, and he was electrifying. Mess got the 3 goals, but Alex was a horse. And very talented, powerful. And the problem was he was so efficient that he could stay out, but he didn't grasp the concept of just picking up the intensity. You could see him. He could dangle and hang onto the puck, and nobody could take it from him. He was resting while he was out there. So
in essence, it was a bit of a training ground for what was to come against the Devils at the most important time.
Exactly.
Wow.
So